glopped onto my husband.
Oh, that's what I unmuted to, by the way. Glopped onto my husbando.
You can quote that shit.
I will.
Do it. No context.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, hi.
So this is
Who's the husband? Nolan Stalverk.
yes.
The mom and dad.
Stalverk is the husband, though.
The dad and the mom
And
dad.
Noel is the man wife.
Yes.
Do not touch my man wife.
We'll do it.
So
I will switch that out as a notification for follows.
oh god. Yes. Okay. Hello everyone. And welcome to more Shadows of Landar. This is gonna be interesting because this is where shit could go downhill very quickly.
Thank you for the beta shadow.
Or will.
Both. Actually, wait. Better answer? Yes.
Yes.
So, last time we left off, the group had made their way through the remainder of Kathleen's tower, where they found out, and Huffle also found out, she has a brother. About 10 years older than her. Who no longer has any magical ability. Because it was absorbed by the skull. You left his chamber, made your way up 2 more flights, and you did arrive at her chamber, where you encountered her sitting behind a desk, or what you thought was her sitting behind the desk, and the skull on the desk. She told you to take it. After some banter, you guys attempted to take it, but your hand passed through. To where she revealed she was in Whitestone. Because she needed some certain energy. You guys arrived in Whitestone and encountered a smallish force of skeletons, which was quickly dealt with. And they were being led by one Meyer Quadra, aka Raven's father.
We don't have to talk about that. It's fine.
They fought him, and after much damage being done, he was ultimately ended by a former ally of his, Anna Ripley, pretty much blowing a hole in the side of his head. We'll see how long that lasts.
What?
I'm kidding. I just want to see your reaction.
Excuse me? It's a bad reaction.
So, you guys did make your way into the castle, and then learned, oh shit, she's under the castle. What is the word? Confronted her. And Stalverk heard the phrase, that, destroy the skull. And you did. Which sent a massive explosion of necrotic energy, knocking her very quickly from her 300 hit points to 0 and unconscious. But it was centered on just her square. The rest of the actual blast radiated outward. Anybody within 60 feet, and that was not blocked by the stone ground between the castle and the cavern, got transported to a land locked away in the skull, which is where the party currently is. as they had just made their way out of the mists of Barovia when we last ended. Now,
We're teleported back to Landar.
keep it
Nice
up.
try, Lotus.
Raven will be trapped in Barovia,
Huh?
No, please don't. Don't do this.
and
to
her
me.
father will be transported there alive and well.
Well, that's also not very cash money of you.
Anyways.
Like catch.
You are not in the skull, Huffle. The skull is shattered, but there was a curse and a sort of a gate spell-ish thing that happened when it exploded, which sent you guys there. So, as you guys had stepped out of the mist, you had already been hearing the thunder. You'd seen flashes of light in the mist and everything, knowing the lightning and feeling, of course, the rain. You step out. It still is. And then all of a sudden, it just stops.
Okay, what the fuck?
As you guys are looking around, trying to figure out why, the moon actually breaks through the clouds for a few moments, shedding light on the land of Barovia for a moment. And you would notice the moon had a slight green tint to it, before the clouds quickly wrap itself back into the hole, covering the moon and, once again, covering you in darkness. Well, dim light, because, yeah. But it is still not raining. The rain does not pick back up. The storm does not pick back up.
Sound of a flask being unscrewed and consumed, you know?
Alright. That's weird.
A bit.
Let's
Just about a
try.
fucking understatement.
Yeah.
Well, nothing better to do than head to the village, right?
We need a tavern. We gotta regroup.
Mm-hmm.
We have to figure out where we are.
That especially.
Most definitely.
I'm not going to have any music playing for now, because I have nothing that fits perfectly with it yet.
You know.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
First week.
Yeah, it's one of those things of like, fuck it, anyone else?
I'm good.
Stalverk technically has his own if he wants any.
Mm-hmm. He does. That he does.
As long as he doesn't get drunk here, I think he'll be fine.
You know.
Oh yeah, definitely. I will say,
That flaw, man.
as a reminder, you guys stepped out and through as far as the rain and everything, you did see some lights in the distance of what appeared to be a town.
Not that way.
Mm-hmm.
And a flask will be passed around to anyone who says, "Hey, over here."
I'm gonna look over at Stalverk and go, when we get there, we also need to talk about the thing that happened before this.
Oh no! Don't push the issue in Barovia. What is wrong with you, Raven?
Raven doesn't know we're in Barovia!
Listen.
We don't
No,
need to
I'm
talk
just
about
calling
it
out
all.
Lourdes.
Raven wants to know.
I know.
She rolled insight well enough last week to know that Stalwart fucking knew this was gonna happen. I wrote it in my notes.
It's fine. He just said he didn't want to talk about it.
That's fair. As
You don't want
You
to
guys
talk about a lot of things.
as you guys approach the town, the road you travel meanders into a valley watched over by dark, brooding mountains to the north and south. The woods recede, revealing a sullen mountain berg surrounded by a wooden palisade. Thick fog presses up against the walls, as though looking for a way inside, hoping to catch the town aslumber. You guys do approach a set of sturdy iron gates with a pair of... well, no, those aren't there. And the gates are actually ajar. But what you do see is about a half-dozen pikes leading out from the gates with wolf heads atop them.
Oh, friendly
Well,
place.
that's welcoming.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
We should be on alert.
Right.
Puts his arm around Null.
Mm-hmm.
Been a while since I felt the need to watch my back.
Should be doing that anyways.
Yeah, usually
Right.
usually it's good enough that I have you guys covering it.
Rule of thumb. How about this? Let's just do a rule of thumb. Don't split up. We don't know what's
Agreed.
here. We don't know where we are.
That's fair.
All we know we're in the 9 hells.
Don't say that.
It seems a little chilly for that, honestly, but you know.
I
I don't
think
think that really matters.
if we were in the Nine Hells, I feel like Asmodeus would have at least said something to me. Probably insulted me saying that I'm an idiot for wandering into here.
You hear nothing.
Raven kind of looks around in a panic, like in a panic.
Raven?
That was the first time I said anything about Asmodeus that he didn't immediately say something in my head.
Maybe he's asleep.
You know,
Or-
because she's
or-
talking about this, can he check to see if he has any connection with Lilith here? Kind of
Make me a religion check.
Oh god. I mean, it's still +5. He's just not proficient.
It is. It is.
Nope. Probably not with the 10. Rolled a 5 on the die.
Yeah, no.
Would he have advantage? Because technically he just heard me say that I don't have any contact
Actually-
with my god right now.
I don't know if that's how it works when you're trying to
Well, no.
talk to a god
Fair.
of
That's
some
fair.
sort or entity.
Let's see. I will say you do have advantage because of the rapier.
Nope, that's even worse.
Never mind then. No, you're not able to find any connection at the moment to Lilith either.
Interesting.
Oh, trying to call Laura. I'm sure that went well.
Nothing.
This is fine.
Seems we're
Okay,
cut
so
off
that's-
from some things.
That's worse. That's even more reason not to split up.
Okay, let's just find out where we are and see if we can't get out of here as soon as possible. I don't.
It's fine. I realize the rapier's gonna have to tell him who he has to target now. Good.
Once you get within range of it,
Yeah, I was
By
gonna
the
say
way,
that
do
thing
you
can
know what
tell
the
him.
rapier's range is?
Oh god.
The rapier can tell you who your target is within 10 miles.
Nice.
Goody. So he doesn't necessarily need Lilith to tell him who.
You know, as far as the past thing, I mean, technically, whatever gods we're not getting in contact with were alive and well back then.
Yeah, I think this is worse.
I really.
And
hope
I'm
it's
gonna need
not.
something a hell of a lot stronger than hail after this shite.
Oh,
Hmm. Let's focus on getting out.
So, did you guys enter the gates?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
how,
think we'll
like,
enter this one.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Null's on high alert.
I believe it.
Same.
So, as you guys are walking through town, you should make me a perception check.
Okay.
Can do. I'll fucking take that. Holy
I-
hell.
I
as on
see
high alert as I thought it was.
nothing.
Mhm.
I'm on high alert.
You know, take it.
You
I
know,
see nothing.
I love having a plus
I
6.
know nothing.
I see everything. It's fine. Okay, I see just short of everything. Then it's fine.
just short of everything.
I love having a plus 6.
Okay.
Huffle has a dirty 20.
Cool.
I see just short of everything.
4 of you,
Hmm.
18 and up. Here's something. The road you're walking down is not lit up. It is cast in shadows at the moment. But you are
Okay.
approaching a square that is lit up. The 4 of you roll high enough to hear it sounds like guards.
Oh, good. The welcoming committee's nearby.
Well, no, it's 2 guards talking.
Oh, never
One
mind.
of them says to the other, "Look, if we find another horned one, just take them to the stockade, like the last."
Well, hand on Letari's shoulder.
I'm gonna cast
Stop.
invisibility on Letari.
Oh, okay, that works too. I was just gonna give him give her the other jacket,
That's true.
which has a hood.
It's also true.
But you already did that, so never mind.
just kind of put my hand on Letari's other shoulder, and she goes invisible.
What the hell? What's going on?
Quiet.
Got a problem.
What?
Once
Somebody
you pass
tell me what's...
invisibility, then that means be
Do you
sneaky.
want to be
To roll
hanged?
something.
What? No, not particularly.
Shut up.
Okay. If you roll high enough, you hear those who, again, 18 and up, hear a shifting of plate. Who goes there? Because they heard Letari.
Yeah.
She got cast
Hey.
invisibility on all of a sudden with no context.
Yeah,
That
but
was
yelling
actually
it.
invisible. I
There's
shout.
yeah.
Invisibility means sneaky, not.
Both Null and Stalverk have told her just to shut up at this point. So
They
She
two
shut
guards-
up.
Everyone has told you.
She shut up now, but I'm just saying.
Mhm.
the 2 guards do begin to approach the direction of the sound, which is you guys.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I would say they will come around. They obviously don't see Letari, but they do see all of you. What are you doing out tonight?
not exactly.
That's a long fucking story.
Yeah.
And telling
anyways.
us where we are.
Yeah. Halo Women. And all that.
Thieves must have taken the sign out front again. You were in Valaki. Quick, get to an inn or something. The town does have a 10 p.m. curfew. Run along.
Curfew.
There have been strange occurrences in the forest. People going missing, that kind of stuff. No cause for alarm. As long as you are in a building, you are safe.
Could you possibly point us to the nearest inn, as we're not
Ye-
exactly around here?
He actually points directly across the square that's lit up, and you see what appears to be a. It looks like any normal tavern you would see back in Landar. It looks like normal tavern. There are some flickering of light in the ground floor there. Some windows higher up do have little candlelight in the windows.
Right. One thing before we go though. Question for you.
Yes.
Any laws of the land here we should be aware about?
He sits
No.
there and begins to think. And his partner elbows him. And he just, right. None other than keep your nose clean. And, of course, the curfew. And no causing any trouble.
Mm-hmm. Alright, second question. Any undesirables to look out for?
Criminals. Any of those fiend types.
So that bad down here, huh?
We keep it pretty uncontrolled.
Good to know. Right, apologies, I kept you long enough. We'll head over there and let you get back to your rounds and whatnot.
Move along.
Raven's gonna give a little bit of a kind of noble curtsy. Thank you.
He bows his head, and they walk off. Back down the road you guys came up.
What?
Which one is it? Which one is it?
Moxie. She does the
Moxie, what you doing? What you doing?
Hold up.
Aww.
She just fussed. Oh, that
Like
fuss is adorable.
Aw. I'm gonna cast.
Dainty meow.
And then there's Mike.
You're gonna cast what?
Goes under the basement and just goes, hello!
That is.
I'm gonna.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna cast a message to Letari, which isn't gonna break concentration on invisibility. It will not, because message is not a concentration spell.
Then you
So
don't
I
have
can
it
cast
on
it.
and you don't have it on yourself anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna cast a message and to Letari and go, please, whatever you do, don't say anything until we're inside a room at the tavern. Please, please, please.
Hello, dragon.
Dragon!
Dragon!
You guys make your way across the square towards the tavern. Once you get inside, there are a few, and by a few I mean two, on either side of the tavern, gentlemen passed out at the tables. One of them, Tankard, is on its side, and you see what appears to be. You can't tell how long he's been there. It looks slightly dried, but also still wet, and there's a nice little puddle on the floor. The other is just passed out, no drink. Behind the counter, you see a female human. It's very tired, wiping up the bar. She hears the door open, and you guys glances up and sees you guys enter. How can I help you?
Right, new in town, got any rooms available?
Let me see. You see her reach under. She pulls out a book and begins to flip through it. We have some just on the second floor. Any number of rooms you prefer? Sharing rooms?
Hmm.
We
I'd
all
say
just
we
stay
can.
in one room if we can.
If there's a room big enough for that, I'm down. I would be alright with it.
We do actually have a room that's big enough for that. It only has 2 beds, so some will be on the floor, unfortunately.
If there's any consolation, I sleep better on the floor anyway.
Some of our patrons do. To be fair, some of the beds are like sleeping on the floor, so close enough. The owner won't let us swap them out, but we get by, thankfully. That will be, since all of you are going to be sharing the room, I'd say just 5 silver.
All right.
One for each of you. She does not see Letari.
Mhm.
Raven's
Okay,
actually
we got-
gonna put
we got a
down
discount,
put down a gold piece, and just like put down a gold piece and say, "You can keep the rest. I know it is probably rather late that we are bothering you for this room."
As you place it down, she reaches her hand out and places it on yours. Thank you. Business has been rather slow as of late. Not many want to hang around town. It's very much appreciated.
If you don't mind me asking, why is that? We just got in, but it seems rather nice. The wolf heads outside are an interesting choice of decor, but
We were...
So are face palms.
There's been some disappearances and some strange people have been sighted, and the guards have been able to detain some and keep some of the disappearances at a minimum. Hoping they do stop soon, because to be fair, a lot of the shops in town are starting to have to close down.
that is rather unfortunate, and I am very sorry that I need to avoid that.
Shut up.
Okay.
Fort.
Lourdes,
Get your ass for it. Do it.
fort, now.
Make me.
Any consolation, Shuttle tends to keep cookies in there.
Yes, come to the fort side. We have cookies.
Anyways.
Unfortunate.
So, Lourdes, back to unfortunate.
That is unfortunate that such hard times have fallen upon your city.
Yeah, it's not like we're getting any help from the Lord of the Land, so... At the mention of Lord of the Land, Stalverk, you feel a cold sensation in your head. Yes. Him.
Just kind of glances down at the rapier.
Lord of the Land, that would... She's gonna take a guess, because the only name that she remembers from before we teleported here was the name Strahd, and that was something that, Kathleen said, so she's just gonna go, is that Strahd?
That would be the devil himself.
Devil.
He's not well liked in some areas.
I mean, it's just
Many
one of
call
them.
him yes, exactly. Many call him a tyrant. Don't let that leave this town.
I won't.
We do not need to try and survive another assault from his forces.
His forces?
I'd rather not go into too much more detail.
That is perfectly fine. I am sorry for pushing. And she's gonna take out another gold piece. Since you seem to be in hard times, have another, please.
You see a tear roll down her cheek. Thank you. She pulls him over into a box and slides the box back under the counter. Right. She reaches back under the counter again, grabs the key for your room, and hands it to you, Raven.
Thank you. May you have a fantastic night.
When I'm able to get to bed, I will. I have to wait for them to leave so I can lock up.
I'm sure they'll leave soon.
Oh, they will. They'll be collected here soon.
God, I imagine.
They wish.
Oh.
Angry wives.
That would be worse.
You're not wrong.
He looks and all.
Oh, I'm giving a bit of a smirk.
You know.
That could be a
Yeah,
real threat.
I feel that might be a bit of an understatement.
With that, he just starts
Alright.
heading upstairs because he's like, "No, I'm not getting into this."
Raven will
You guys
also start
go
heading
ahead.
upstairs.
You guys go ahead. I'll be up in a second.
What part of not separate did you not get?
The part where I need to refill this fucking flask. Do you sell ale here by chance?
We do. Since your friend was kind enough to give me 2 gold, she'll bring out a bottle of ale and just sit it on the counter for you.
Much appreciated. Like, is it a tiny bottle that one could justify picking up and then going to a room?
Yes.
Excellent. He does that.
Yeah, Letari's following the group.
I
I
sure
hope
hope
so.
So you guys do head upstairs, and yeah, you make it to the room. Raven, you would unlock the door, and shortly
There's a
after you
corpse.
guys enter, no, there's no corpses. Except the undead one that just opened the door. Shortly after you guys enter the room and shut the door, you hear a thud, a loud thud from downstairs. All right, you idiots. Get out. Go home.
The husband.
No.
No.
Oh.
The
All right
bouncer.
then. Ah.
Kinda?
Yeah, he's
The
about to
town
bounce
bouncer.
out.
You know,
good.
take it.
The town bouncer.
Oh, so the god captain.
Neat.
No.
No,
Okay.
Player knowledge,
she
no.
said no when they asked that.
Yeah,
Okay.
when
Right.
they said, when Raven asked the guard, they wish.
Yeah.
I think Nalsa asked if it
Yeah,
was the
no.
guard.
Right. Either way. Where were we?
We're just gonna ignore that for now.
Can you please drop this invisibility now?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll
Behind
dispel
him,
the
like,
I'll dispel the invisibility.
You do.
Alright.
I will say
Yeah.
when you guys entered, the curtains for the window were already drawn. You assume this is a way to keep light and everything from wearing down as far as the different furniture that's in there.
So Null's gonna be like, let's keep our voices down. Looking at Letari.
She knows
And
rapidly.
hands bottle of ale to Letari.
She currently is not letting go of her tail. She looks terrified.
Aww.
Miss Hill, I realize the situation, but we all gotta calm down here.
Panic, they'll find you.
Right. She'll take
I
the
will-
bottle and take a swig.
And I really, really don't want to burn down the town.
We'll
I would
figure
rather that
out-
not happen.
Figure out where a direction to go, I guess, in the morning.
Leaving would be good. I don't want to stay here.
No, it's not a good place.
I don't seem to like, no offense, your kind.
Or wolves. Their decor is just terrible.
I know,
That's a bit
right?
of an
Better than the
understatement.
first place we ever stayed in, so, you know. Well, not the first place. Yours was okay. The second place in... Yeah. She's just drinking now.
Alright. We all need rest.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Well,
Sure.
that's very few of those in the world, honestly, but go ahead.
She's gonna look at Stalverk. What the hell?
Accidents happen.
That wasn't an accident!
I have my reasons.
Could care to explain? Share with the class?
Not particularly.
Why not?
I
I
said you don't want to.
feel like when your reasons fuck over everyone else in your group, you should at least say the reasoning
Oh,
behind
it's
them.
not just in the pot and the kettle black, isn't it?
I've never said that I haven't fucked over the group before, now,
But you didn't want to explain.
and I
Smart.
ended up explaining afterwards.
Right. No, it's not the good time. We're kind of in a place where we're in danger. The
Now is
safest is
kind
to
of...
handle it.
Look, now it might be the best time to know why the hell we're here. Before
Reason.
something else happens.
Me?
You hear a voice
Yeah.
creep. You hear a voice creep into your head. Hello. Can you hear me?
Is that Asmodeus?
Yes.
Asmodeus?
Oh, thank God. Thank the other gods. I've been trying to reach you for I don't know how long. You are no longer in Landar. Where are
I don't know where I am. We're in a city called Vallaki that's under the rule of someone
Say
called
no more.
Strahd.
Say no more. Best of luck to you all.
Wait, hold on, before you fucking leave, where the fuck are we?
You are in the cursed land of Barovia. I
Do I know-
now see why I had trouble breaking through. Your friends will have trouble reaching theirs as well.
Again, every time somebody messages and stuff, it's going to do that.
I know.
Yep.
I can't. It's either that or I mute it and I'll forget to unmute it. So I don't know what to do here.
Okay.
No, that's
I
fine.
like to think that was the bell in Raven's head going off. Would she, from all of her like reading and everything, would she know anything about Barovia?
You're gonna hate me for this. Roll me an intelligence check. Roll me a history check.
I love history checks so much more. Thank you.
You know,
That is going to be a 16, so 19.
Wait.
I have a +3 to history. I'm proficient in history checks.
Oh, shit, y'all's proficiency bonus is a +4 now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you forget?
Yeah. Okay, to be fair.
My stuff is so high now.
Yeah, fair. Okay, so yeah,
we
you.
just reached +4.
Yeah. True. Okay, yeah, you guys, you sit there and think and think and think. And the only books you've read that come to your mind weren't history books. They were under books of fiction, legends, myths of a faraway cursed land, ruled over by a tyrant named Stradvan Zarovich. Reason these books were filed away under myth was because it's a strange thing when a vampire rules over a land.
Ah! Ah! Ah!
Do we see a look of abject horror across?
Definitely. Raven has gone to a translucent form again.
Either she casts invisibility, or that's really bad thought just crossed through her head.
So Asmodeus popped into my head. He said we're in the cursed land of Barovia. It's going to be difficult for us to reach God. He got lucky that he was able to break through to talk to me. It's ruled by a strong Von Zarovic, and he's a fucking vampire.
So
Oh,
what?
cool.
What? Oh,
Good to
my
know. Because vampires are very weak against sunlight, and there's no sunlight.
You guys hear a banging on the wall next to you. Keep it down in there. Some people are trying to sleep.
And walls.
To be fair, Raven was also just
Yeah.
panic yelling.
Yeah.
So about
I
that
wasn't
whole
panic
conflict we were
yelling, I was
talking
just
about earlier.
panicked.
Hmm? What was that?
So about that whole calm thing we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, apparently that's out the window.
Okay, so let me get this straight. We are now in a land cursed, apparently. Don't know how that does anything. In a town that hates me. And because you shot a skull for reasons you're not wanting to explain.
Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Never say that, Huffle.
Could this get any
no.
worse? It's about to, I'm sure.
Here's the thing. It doesn't matter why now.
It does matter!
It does matter why.
How is that going to get us out of here?
It will at least explain why we got here in the first place, so maybe then we'd understand
skull
why.
Broke and sent us here. That's how we got here. Pay
Yeah,
attention.
that's great. Why?
Because he shot the skull, and Kathleen said after he shot the skull, you released Strahd.
Okay.
And then
so
he said, I know.
To be fair, what
Maybe- Sorry.
what she actually stated was, I was trying to stop it.
Oh, well, let me rewind real quickly. She said she was trying to stop it, and Stalverk said, I know.
now we can stop it.
We were going to stop it. We were going to get the skull and, give it to somebody who can, deal with it.
Stalverk
And
in
then
your
he
head.
shot it.
Hmm?
Your head from the rapier. Actually, no. Not from the rapier. You hear the familiar, chilly voice of the Spider Queen herself. No. Even if the skull was not destroyed and she was able to stop it from her end, he would have stopped at nothing to get through. There are other ways. The only way to stop him.
Thank you. Sorry.
As you hear Asmodeus, shut it.
What?
Oh. Wolf continues, the only way to stop him is to end him.
Wouldn't have mattered.
How do you know?
Not sure. I
I'm
can
sure he's not
explain
going to tell us that either.
It just... Look, something has been weird. Okay? The tower was weird. This is weird now. I don't understand. And I'm trying to understand something.
Well, we have a big bad tyrant that needs to go away.
Why do
There.
we have to deal with him?
Because I have a feeling he's not going to like us.
You don't. But I am.
Why?
Shrugs.
Stalverk.
Do-do-do-do-do.
I'm going
Yeah,
downstairs to get a
fine.
drink.
She just hands over the bottle of ale to Raven. Already have that here.
I need something stronger. That does nothing for me.
You
Raven's
wanna
gonna get
go
up.
with her?
You go to walk out the door. You look towards the steps, and it is dark downstairs. She did say once they were gone, she was going to bed.
I just wanted to get out of the room, I'll be honest, because otherwise I was gonna say some
Fair.
things to
He did
Stalverk,
say
and
for
I don't
someone
want
to
to do
go
that.
with her, so I don't know if anybody does.
Oh, no, Raven's like, I can walk downstairs by myself.
We're not splitting up.
Watch me. And she goes and she leaves the room.
Then die on your own accord.
I've already done it.
I'm not helping.
Miss Hope, hang out here. I'll go.
Okay.
Unscrews his
on your
flask
own
and
that
takes
you're
another
on your
swig,
own.
which is still surprisingly full.
So I'm gonna look over at Huffle when she asks that.
Do.
Hmm.
Hmm.
It does have to do with that.
I see where Huffle's going with this.
And we can agree that that lady was bad.
Yeah, but at the time we weren't trying to kill anybody.
Guess we should be glad something else had a hold on it.
Thought you left.
Right, I did. Never
Yeah,
mind.
Wait a minute.
Right. Apologies.
Yeah, but that's
Ignore everything that just happened.
What's that?
He'll kind of give a nod to Huffle.
I just. I want to know if you're okay, because something's not right.
He's alive, therefore he's fine.
She kind of narrows her eyes and no. He's not fine just because he's alive. I'm alive. I'm very much not fine. I
Besides
can't
the
leave the
storm
room.
issues.
I can't leave the room, but I want to go to bed.
You're welcome to sleep.
She's gonna go curl up in the corner.
Right. Go ahead and. Did you end up actually going downstairs?
Me?
Yes.
She'd probably just like kind of walk downstairs to see if like there's a possibility that the woman's still there, because if so, she might try to catch her.
She's
If no
not.
one's down, yeah, I was gonna say if no one's down there, she's probably just gonna sit on the stairs.
I will say, you go down there. There's a broken table. But she's not down there. Door is shut. Curtains are drawn over the window,
Mhm.
and all candles are been extinguished.
So, just like leaning on the wall behind the stairs and like the voice of, I know people, these walls are paper fucking thin, but talking still kind of needs to happen.
Mhm.
You know, am I the only one wondering what's between a god and a housewife?
I would have said dragon, but figured probably wasn't the best time to joke about that.
Just gonna sigh and take another swig. This isn't gonna go well if we keep pushing this shit.
Pushing Stalverk and all, or
He's right, you know.
shut up, Asmodeus.
No, listen. Your friend made the right decision. I will leave it at that. He has a path to follow. Let him follow it.
Oh damn. Okay, I'm okay with this.
It's not even the fact that he is hiding stuff from us.
Mhm.
That not everyone can share all of their secrets. It was more so what Nal said that bothered me.
How so?
Because when I've done
More.
things in the past that have fucked over the group, it's to try and help the group. And I don't see how Stahl was trying to help us. If we knew the skull was dangerous and that we needed to get it somewhere else, and he shot and destroyed the skull anyways, how is that trying to help us? And I know Nal heard Stalverk, because he's not as good as a liar as he thinks, and because we were both right next to Stalverk when it happened.
Raven,
Yes?
you feel a twinge of pain in your head.
Why?
Listen to me, you idiot. Your friend has his reasons. They will become apparent at some point. All I say, and I will tell you this, do not. You may say to your friend here, that is it. Regardless if he had, even if he had not destroyed that skull, and that woman was able to stop it, Strahd is powerful enough to break through any hold. He would have found a way to your land regardless.
Yeah, but maybe we wouldn't be the ones who are stuck here instead.
Again, your friend is on a path he must complete it. Trust him.
I never said I didn't. David, do you still have your flask?
Yep.
Can I have some?
Got it. By all means.
She'll take a few swigs from it.
Which,
Them
if I remember,
vampires
did
can't
I
get
fill
drunk.
Yeah, didn't I fill that with something stronger than ale last time, or was it
You
just
did.
ale?
You did.
Technically,
Alright,
she can't be poisoned though, so she can't get drunk.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah. I like to think that it's like one of those. It's like one of those like things where people are like, "Oh yeah, don't drink all of this," and then they drink all of it, and they're like, "Ah, that was great. That was a great starter. Let's keep going."
Hmm.
Human turns and looks at Vampire. What?
Perfectly fine. There's nothing stopped me from refilling it in the morning.
Fair. Would you guys eventually head back upstairs?
Really, he is here as a okay. This is a make sure this is weird. This is someone sticking with someone, so there's no alone happening.
Very fair.
So whenever she decides she's good, that the company will remain.
Fair. The others upstairs. Do you guys eventually fall asleep?
At the moment, he's just kind of waiting to make sure they come back. So
Yeah.
he's probably sitting down somewhere, but.
I imagine also sitting next to him just looking at the door, like
Fair.
arms crossed, feet kind of
I
like.
will say, after a little bit, they do come back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Letari's curled up in the corner with her stuff held to her chest, just asleep already. She's had enough today.
Good.
I will say this: he's not hiding it very well. When they finally come back, he looks a little relieved.
Fair.
That's fair. See you back. No harm, no foul. All that fun shite. Oh, brother.
Hmm.
An abyssal. I'm not gonna go pushing it, but this is for her, isn't it?
He'll just nod.
All right.
So, I will say, I'm not going to require you guys to take watch because it has been a day. Because
Yeah.
you guys hadn't slept since you left, since you arrived in, since before you arrived in Trossenwald and walked to the tower. You guys have not rested since before you arrived in Trossenwald, and now you're finally able to.
Yeah. David
curled up
basically.
Stalverk.
Fair.
Yeah, David's basically kind of fall asleep in a seated position, kind of near the door.
Okay.
So
Raven's
probably
gonna-
pass out eventually.
Raven's probably gonna just sit at a window, probably like doing her normal like count the stars if she can. But she's
There are
gonna
clouds.
Alright.
It's cloudy out.
Unfortunately.
But she's going to take her clothes. I'm assuming Letari didn't like just kind of fell asleep in a corner with like no blankets or anything.
She doesn't have any.
Okay. So she's gonna take her cloak and kind of put it over Letari. And then go back to the window and just kind of look at it.
I will say, two things will happen while you guys are asleep.
Oh, good.
Sweet.
I will start with Stalverk.
Uh-huh.
After you eventually do fall asleep, it's a little bit into your rest. You awaken, or at least you think you awaken because you're in the room still. Nobody else is moving. Raven is just staring out the window, and the lights are like the lighting in the room is in grayscale. It's almost in a black and white. Your clothes still have color to them. Nobody else's does. And everybody's, again, frozen. I'm not pulling her token out, because that's a big-ass token. Because she is around your height. Except she's sitting in a chair. I must congratulate you on a job well done.
I try to stick to my word.
I'm glad to that. You've shown your uses to me, as they were already apparent. And since you were able to recover my champion's rapier, I feel it only fitting to offer you that title in return.
Huh. Definitely an interesting offer.
With that, you are guaranteed to continue to hold the power that I've given you in order to protect your friends. Of course, that also comes with the worst things will happen if you betray me. But I'm sure you already knew that. After meeting her.
Oh, there's no plan to betray you at this time.
So then, the question is a simple one. Do you wish to be my champion?
It means I can keep protecting them. Sure.
Very well. She will stand, and as she begins to approach you, she does begin to grow in size slightly. And by slightly, she now, when she reaches you, is around 8 feet tall. The roof of the room is around 9 feet, so it's, high enough to where she doesn't have to crouch or anything.
Mm.
She raises a hand, and you notice her fingers are slightly elongated. She touches you in the center of your chest with her finger. And as she does, you see these black threads begin to come out from her finger. They begin to harden and solidify into this onyx black pendant with a thin onyx black chain that goes up around your neck. And after she pulls her finger away, you notice the center begins to crack a bit, and then some of it falls away to reveal a couple red rubies in the shape of a spider. A symbol of my champion.
Can I give her a nod?
Now, I will let you return to your rest, as you will need strength to deal with your future task here in Barovia.
Killing a vampire. Fun.
This one will be difficult, but I trust you and your friends can get it done. I will say, this one, you do not have to deal the killing blow, as long as he is ending, and you have at least pierced him with the rapier.
Can't.
Oh boy.
Jesus Christ.
It's in grandma now. Yes. Maybe we'll see. So, with that...
Is that just gonna be, like, in a spot where it can be seen? Or
No.
is it gonna be, like, under his jacket or something?
It will be under your jacket. The symbol itself will be under your jacket. The chain will be just around your neck. It's going to be underneath, like, the collar. Still. So that still won't be seen either.
So you'd have to look
That-
pretty close to see it,
yeah,
basically.
Exactly. Now, we'll go ahead and go to the second person.
Oh, good.
Letari.
What?
Yours is short. You're standing in a room of black.
Oh, not again.
Nothing but darkness. You begin to hear whispers slightly, and then that stops. And it's quick, and you think you recognize it, but you're not sure. Help!
Hmm?
And you see the forearm and hand reach through the darkness and quickly get pulled back.
Wait! She's gonna run after that.
You run and run and run, and the blackness is never ending.
Hello?
I will say, the hand and forearm you saw was red.
Who?
And that is the end of yours.
Good.
I apologize for breaking that one tense moment, though, about
I
my comment.
I was like,
Yeah, it's fair.
It was
Mm.
necessary.
It's not wrong.
I feel like
It's
we needed
giving him
comedic
stuff
relief.
as long as he keeps doing tasks.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, I'm not sure how you awaken Stalverk, but I'm sure Letari's not exactly the happiest when she wakes up.
I imagine because he probably passed out pretty late.
Oh yeah, you're out.
He's
You're probably
still
out
asleep
still.
for a bit.
Yeah.
She'd probably wake up and immediately start digging through her stuff to get stuff together for basically the disguise self spell.
Oh wait,
Letari?
is that one of your artificer spells?
Yes,
Yes,
it
it
is
is.
apparently.
Nice. That'll work.
I'm gonna. I assume since I'm awake, I immediately see Letari doing this. I'm like, Letari, are you okay?
I don't know.
Do you need a drink? Do you need a hug?
I don't. Something weird happened. Somebody needs help, but I don't know. I don't know.
Do you have any idea who this person is?
No, I saw a hand, an arm. It was red, so maybe another tiefling, maybe somebody. I'm wondering if maybe they're here in town or something like that. So I was going to try and I have a way to change my appearance, like a few other people. I've been studying some things, but I'm going to change my appearance and I'm going to maybe walk around a little bit if you want to join me, because I don't think they're going to like if I go by myself.
You shouldn't go at all without everybody out of character here.
Yeah. Null wouldn't have been pretty early. He would probably have
Yeah, Null will be awake while this conversation is happening, I will say.
He's just holding.
Yeah, we could probably go. We should probably wait to let everyone else know, though, because I know they'll at least want to know that if we're splitting off, where we're going to and when we plan on being back.
Why not? We're going with you.
I just need to walk around town. It might not be anything. I don't know. I might have just had too much to drink and stress dreamt something.
We are not going to let you go alone. Not even just two of you.
To answer your question, Huffle, yes, you would be aware. Probably because Letari had, like, some sketch in one of her journals at one point. She no longer has that sketch, but yes, you would be aware. And it was a much younger sketch at that, so.
I guess to like kind of narrow it down, do you know any tieflings that would be here in Barovia?
No, I don't. I don't know.
Okay.
This is a
To be
cursed land from a fable. I don't think you know anybody here.
To be fair, if I know a tiefling here, that's a problem. I know very few tieflings, believe it or not.
You said it was a tiefling. I know different tieflings have different like colored skin, such as your own. Do you
Which
know
is why
what color?
it was red, which is why I know it's a tiefling, because, again, not everybody has red skin like that. It's like, you know,
I feel like it's one of the more common ones.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's, you know, quote unquote devil color, so
Yeah. I guess we could always look at the what did the guards call it yesterday? That they would like if they saw another horned one, they'd throw them here automatically.
another?
Yeah.
I did not hear any of that. Cool.
Uh-oh.
The only ones who didn't were,
Well, Stalverk
Null and
did,
Letari.
yeah.
Oh.
yeah, to be fair, Stalverk did make a comment about the hanging
Yeah.
to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
the
wait,
guards
Null's-
themselves
has-
said they would watch out for them, for fiends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Null hasn't set up here. He's talking from still the laying down position.
Yeah.
Which I realize this is the first time any of them would have seen us. It's fine.
Yeah. Fine, he's probably
I mean,
partially
Raven-
pinned anyways.
Raven already suspected that you guys were fucking anyways, so
Oh.
like
And that isn't even the case. That's the beautiful part.
No, that's the best part.
Like, this just confirmed, Raven's suspicion of, they're sleeping in the same room.
Yeah.
This is, like, confirmed her suspicion, but she's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I literally was talking to Stalverk, like, technically a week in-game ago, and Null was literally asleep in his shoulders, on his shoulder.
Yeah.
So...
Oh dear, here we go. I'm sorry,
He
you get
wouldn't-
asked that.
He wouldn't be here. There's no way.
I don't know who he is, but I doubt it as well.
She looks at Raven. Nikor.
Oh, the one in the gun.
Yeah.
That Negor. Got it.
Look, he vanished from Ostros. We don't know where he is, but I doubt he would end up here.
Question.
God, you guys
Would-
are noisy.
Yes.
Would Letari have mentioned to Raven, like, who Nikor is?
You were around during the,
Yeah.
that talk
Okay.
as far as the woods.
Okay.
You guys were camped out that night.
She mentioned that she had an ex, that somebody she was romantically interested in, but turned out to be a jerk. She's also
Okay.
mentioned his name before because it was on the gun, and she
Okay.
said, "That's my ex."
Okay.
As I'm picturing the wheels in,
Uh.
in Raven's head.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, that's
Hold up.
Everyone is
Oh, you mean
Currently.
the jerk? No.
Oh, you mean him? Oh no, honey, we leaving him here.
I mean, if he was already hanged, then I'm
Let's
just gonna
not
stop
go
talking.
there. Yeah, let's not go there. Also, fair warning to you, Raven. One of my spells has shifted again.
Is it specifically targeted at me or Strahd?
Well, I think it's more the fact that he is what he is, which is also what you are. The holy weapons become more of a pillar of daylight, as he has the dawn spell now, the fifth level spell,
Yeah.
which is a pillar of radiant damage. It's also daylight, but he can move.
So I guess you should probably answer Huffle, because it depends on how much
Yeah.
Letari told Huffle about this guy.
Well, to be fair, Letari doesn't even know that he's not on the plane of Landar. Last
Yeah.
she saw
No.
him, he was in Ostros.
No, but I'm thinking if she told him about like how bad he was and all that, I don't think Huffle would like him.
Huffle definitely doesn't like him. She knows most details. She was actually the one to get her out of the mentality of funk that she was in when she left him.
Good to know.
So,
I will
she
say,
is aware.
you do recall those who were in the cave and fought Soren. You do recall him saying he sent a red tiefling on his way. As far as he banished him. But you don't know. Character knowledge, Letari, you would think the material plane in Landar is his home plane.
Yeah, so she would have assumed that he'd probably appear back
Exactly.
and there'd be no issue.
So you would assume, she herself would assume Nikor's back on the continent of Landar, or back in that plane.
Mm-hmm. Look, to be fair, I don't think they're hung yet. They asked for help, okay? You don't have to come with me if you don't want to check, but I'm not going to leave somebody here if they need help.
I feel like we're past that. We're all definitely coming with you to help.
Yeah.
I feel like Stalverk hasn't like moved. He's just listening at this point.
Yeah, he's
He's
doing
still
the
like
whole
half
just-
asleep, like listening to this shit.
He's doing the whole like staring at the ceiling, like I should probably get up.
Not even. He's probably still got his eyes closed.
He's like, I'm gonna listen to this, see how bad this gets.
How bad is this to where I actually have to get up? Like,
I'm gonna wait for this to get really bad before I get up, but I hope it doesn't get to that point.
he's tired, man.
Yeah. He's like,
And
I'm
like I
done.
was saying, she does have that seeming spell, which apparently lasts 8 hours.
How long does disguise self last?
An
again?
hour.
Like an hour.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that
Yeah,
might be
that's
better.
that's the sad
It's
part of
essentially
Disguise
like
Self.
the same
Guys, stop
thing.
last an hour.
It's essentially the same
It
thing,
is.
just a longer version.
Yeah,
Disguise- yeah, let's
it's
say disguise
also
self's
an
the first level.
illusion. So,
They're both illusions, technically.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
they're
both
both
are
illusions.
illusions.
Disguise
okay.
Self is just a first level.
Which means you have to
Spell.
keep your tail tucked in and stuff like that.
Yeah.
basically.
Which she was already going to do anyways because
And
she's
technically,
scared.
actually,
And technically, it can be seen through if people making
Yeah.
checks on you, so you gotta be
Mhm.
careful
And-
with that.
and technically, seeming can be cast on more than one person.
Yes. Technically.
Don't really need to that we know of.
No, but I say everybody else seemed to have get by the guards no problem. Player knowledge, it's because humans are the preferred people around the place. Elves and half-elves aren't exactly bad. They're not,
He kind of raises his hand to
Yeah.
what Huffle said. So you're wanting us to go save somebody that Huffle doesn't want near you. Got it.
It's not him. I'm telling you, he's back on Landar. He's not here. It's another tiefling.
Hmm. Cool. Just drops his arm.
Gonna cast.
Just, I'm done.
Gonna cast message to Letari. If you don't mind me asking, what did this person do that was so bad?
I don't feel like talking about that right now.
That's a fair response.
Raven's gonna kind of nod her head because she doesn't want to cast message again to answer, so she's just gonna nod her head.
Yeah, Letari's gonna sling her bag over her shoulder. I kind of want to get going now. I don't know what they might do to this person. I need to find out what's going on.
Okay, so it looks like we're causing trouble in the city. Got it.
I don't want to cause trouble. I just want to check.
Yeah, and we're gonna check, we're gonna see someone in danger, and we're gonna help, because that's what we do. And that's gonna cause trouble in the city.
Why do we all need disguises?
I could probably use one, but you guys probably don't. It might be better if you guys were seen normally.
Maybe make Raven a little less pale. She tends to stand out.
I'm okay with that.
I will say the only reason that wasn't mentioned by the guards is because
It
that
was
one
nighttime.
area is and that one area is lit to the way it's brighter in that section. So you guys were just in the shadows still technically. So it gave that illusion of she was a little bit more of a darker complexion than
Normal.
It's just a
And-
suggestion. You know, just
Yeah,
like
that
she
copy
tends to
paper.
stand out as it is. It's fine.
So we'll make her look not as dead.
Letari was going to gently go wake David because I think he's still asleep.
Frozen them, huh?
It depends. Did he
morning.
wake up over all that conversation? Because I rolled for Stalverk to wake up during that.
I rolled and he didn't.
He's dead to the world.
like over at the door, dead to the world, just sitting there.
Hi, sorry.
No, it's fine.
So
Why do I feel like we're about to go do something?
yeah, as that's conversation's happening, Letari looks more like a human of her version of herself.
Horns disappear, tail. Obviously, you've already tucked your tail.
Yep.
It, but any trace that would have been there, gone. So
Put the glasses on. Oh, I see. Alright, where to?
Stockade? She looks back at the others. That's where you guys said the other one was taken.
Stockades, yeah. Alright. I'm grabbing coffee before we go.
I'll explain on the way.
Alright.
does Stalverk get out of bed?
Stalverk reluctantly gets up.
Okay, the DM feels that.
It's like he's getting right.
No.
Null's gonna kind of give him a forehead.
Okay.
Just gets in the forehead. That's it.
Oh, hey, cute.
He'll kind of ruffle your hair.
You guys, I will say, exit the room. Head downstairs because nothing happens upstairs. In the little hallway. You get downstairs, and the woman is back behind the counter. She still looks tired.
Oh.
You assume she's the only one who is actually in here working.
I feel this.
Did you all have a good evening's rest? She does look confused by the sixth member of your group now.
Letari's going to just duck her head and make her way towards the door.
Right, sorry. Forgot to mention that a friend of ours was going to show up.
Oh no, that's perfectly fine. It's normal for visitors to come into town and their friends to come collect them. It's normal. It's fine.
Yeah. We have a place to be. Hopefully your day goes a little bit better today.
Oh, I hope so. Be careful out there. Nobody disappears during the day, thankfully, but yeah, still a weird place out there.
I've seen weirder.
Important question, though. Do you have coffee here and cups that are meant to go?
Unfortunately, no.
Damn. All right.
Don't know.
What?
I just glance over to Discord and see the typing bubble next to your name.
That's fine.
Like, oh.
Alright, I can hold off on that. Have a good one then.
As you guys leave, actually, I need to roll see if she even notices. No. She won't notice as far as you slip it over. That was a 6 on the die for perception.
She'll see it eventually.
Oh, she will. As you guys are walking towards the door, you get to the door and start to open it and everything. Where did this... Oh, just looks around and grabs the box and just kind of slides it into the box. And puts the box under as...
He'll kind of glance back and give her a smile.
And she'll see you smile. And just kind of nod and you see more tears.
Aww.
He might have sleight of handed her 10 gold. It's fine.
Oh, jeez.
No, you know?
It's fine. It's the equivalent of like $100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
She's just like, oh. These people, I love
I mean,
them.
to be fair, it could be stretched out for so long in this kind of
Oh,
world,
yeah.
and so
Oh,
it'll
yeah.
like keep her business going for a while. It's fine.
But so,
Yeah.
because I mean, look at the fact that freaking room there, the big room there at the tavern is only 5 silver, and that's half of 1 gold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I mean,
most things are like silver to a copper in pricing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You can literally live off of a silver or copper a day.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you guys do exit. It's a little like you guys expected to be bustling. There are a lot of people. There are many people out, but not bustling like you would expect. It seems she wasn't over-exaggerating when she said a bunch of the businesses are closed. And you do see something, you do see what you didn't notice at night. There's boarded up windows, there's giant boards in front of where doors would be. A bunch of these businesses are actually shut down.
What a great place.
Lovely. Let's get this over with quickly.
Do you guys ask around where the stockade is?
No, Will.
Okay.
And
Who do you ask? Who do you ask?
Whoever looks the most friendly. Or the least likely to punch me in the face.
Okay, I'll give you this one. You see an elderly woman walking out of a general store. That seems to be the only one that is open. She has some bread as far as in a bag. You know, she's walking away from it and you approach her. What?
Do you know what a stockades are?
The stockades? Well, a lovely lady like yourself would want to know what a stockades are.
No reason in particular.
You see her eyes kind of squinting, like she's having a hard time seeing. But
And you see her start looking around. I believe, and you see her point to her left, which would be to the west of town. I believe over in that direction. Once you get past the big stone building, you should see them about 100 yards from there.
Thank you so very much. And he'll hold out 2 gold for her.
Oh, dear, thank you. And she drops the gold into her bag of bread. Thank you, you're such a kind young woman.
Of course.
And she just kind of does her little granny waddle.
Then she waddled away. Waddle, waddle.
Lourdes, why? No,
I'm sorry.
bad. Die.
No.
Anyways, as Granny wanders away, you guys now know where the stockades are? Or at least Null does at the moment.
Yeah, no, I'll walk back to the group and let them know. I imagine he was in eyesight talking to them.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't want to overwhelm an old lady with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
I guess we're heading that way.
As much as I know what's going to happen when we get there.
As you guys are walking that direction before you get to the big stone building, make me perception checks.
Oh, Lord.
Oh,
I will say
right.
Stalverk is purposely walking near Letari because just in case.
Very clear.
I am right next to him, and I rolled shit again.
I actually rolled well.
14, 14, 9, 18. Okay.
No,
23.
That advantage, though.
Keep in mind that is with a +6.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
That 20 to 21. Okay.
With 3.
Null,
Uh-huh.
you are focused on trying to find the large stone building.
Mhm.
Those who roll a 14 or higher, as you guys are walking down the street, you do see a door fly open as far as one of the stores. You see a man that looks in his mid-30s, rough beard and some gray strands in his hair. You see him both his arms are currently being held behind his back by a massive figure. And the massive figure is only using one hand. And you see why. When you notice, he only has one arm. As this figure walks out holding the man's arms.
Oh, that looks like a fun person.
Uh-huh.
What?
He kind
I-
of stops to stare at the moment.
Yeah, I'm holding on to Stalverk, so I mentioned that would be like oh wait, what?
And I will say you do notice as far as this. At first you think it's just a normal, axe. But then you notice the handle of it extends to about the length of a battle axe. Strapped to his back. I told you. And you would recognize the voice. To the one who entered the tavern that night.
This is fine.
I told you to not come back here. You've caused too much trouble. Now it is my job to take you to the stockade, where you'll be held for a good while until you figure out how to fucking listen. And he just shoves him forward, and you do hear a scream of pain as, I would say with your 23, Stalverk, one of the man's shoulders pops out of place.
Oof.
That's how hard he shoved with just one arm.
I think we just found the town's enforcer.
I don't like him.
He seems chipper.
I guess we're going the same direction.
Mhm.
Well, they're right about one thing, though.
Hmm.
The angry housewife is still far more terrifying.
Yep. He glances back at everybody else with a smile.
Just not
I will
look
say-
down at Null.
I will say Null is slightly more terrifying than this person.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Not
Stalverk
gonna
realizes
lie.
this. That's why he's not looking.
Not gonna lie, Jay would be more scared of Null than Ezek, which is
Same.
person's name if you go over the top.
Null can bring down storms. It's fine.
He can make heads roll, but
Suck it
no. Shh. Anyways, he does. I'll say you guys stop a bit, let him get a good distance ahead of you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then you do start going that direction. After a bit, you do see the big stone building. It looks like it's probably like the city hall type thing. Even some of those windows are boarded up, but you can assume it's because the windows are broken.
Mhm.
People aren't exactly happy with the way things are going at the moment in this town. So you can assume overnight or something, vandals have probably come through and thrown bricks, stones, that kind of thing, possibly through the windows.
What do you mean? With sunshine like this man over here? They're not happy?
Fair.
You know,
Hey, he's doing his job, and he's doing it efficiently, too.
You know?
mhm.
I'd hand it to him, but I think he's already got one.
Oh,
Get out!
Fluffy.
that hurt.
9.
That part was a little.
Thank you, Spire.
Yep.
So, I will say, after a bit, you do notice him disappear into another stone structure. Again, as the woman had said, about 100 yards past the stone building.
Oh, we've found it.
I will say as well, you see about 10 guards positioned outside of it.
Oh,
Cool.
good.
I think we're not going in.
It depends. I might have an idea.
I don't think we have to go inside. The stockades are 100 yards past, right?
No.
No, this building is 100 yards
Oh.
past everyone.
Ew.
Yeah.
This is the stockade building.
Ew,
Let's say
I
you see the-
misunderstood. Thank you.
You see the big stone building. You guys do get past it a bit, and then you, like I said, you see this massive figure enter another stone building about 100 yards, which would be the equivalent of 100 yards past the large one that you guys pass. And out front of the stockades is 10 guards.
So, Letari, how do you want to get in close here?
I don't know.
And what plan do you have there, David? Before we implement it, what's know what it is?
Out of game real quick, I swear to fucking God, if you say lockpick glove, I'm going to die
Oh, no,
laughing.
Mm.
Not yet.
So, theory goes, yeah. And, just go ahead and stop me when this becomes absolutely terrible, like it did probably 5 seconds ago for all I fucking know. Either way.
9.
Say we're in town trying to find a particular tiefling that may or may not have went after one of us.
You can do that. I can also maybe take her somewhere further away. Sneak around the back.
I'd feel comfortable with you going with that because you do have ways out. He does not say that about the dimension door.
Mhm.
But
Very
I'm
fair.
referring to.
Mm-hmm.
Does he see a point that he could kind of teleport them to, if
Actually-
that is an option?
Make me
they
a
could get
perception
in
check.
Behind there, yeah. Let's see.
Make me a perception check. I will say it's not going to be a very high roll.
Well,
it's
it's
also not a
16
low
on the
one.
die plus 6.
There we
so...
go. Yeah, that'll be definitely enough. You scan over in that direction, and you do notice there's a alleyway to the right of the front of the stockade. you're not sure as far as what's down the alleyway. You do not see any guards, I will say, over that direction. So I will say that would be your best option, were you to dimension door and just get over there.
Fair
I
enough.
could distract them.
Technically, we can do both plans.
Hmm.
I think David's plan would work really well for added distraction for that.
Yeah.
And it would keep it from them trying to see through her disguise.
Mm.
I'm okay with that.
Seems
Alright.
about as sound as any other plan we've had, which is saying a lot considering most of our plans are not very sound.
Welcome to Dungeons & Dragons. Says the voice in the sky.
Yeah, he'll probably kind of... Yeah, he'll probably use the coin actually to let Huffle know where they are. That way he doesn't have to actually point it out where he's taking her to. That way she can kind of keep an eye over there if she wants to. Then he doesn't have to talk with it.
That's very fair. Hopefully you do hear that in your head. And you are able to pinpoint the... Without having to make you roll perception, you do pinpoint the alleyway he is referring to. So that way you are able to notice if a guard heads that way, something.
Alright.
So,
Well, we should probably not do this in the open.
Probably
Probably not.
not a great idea.
I going alone on my little distraction venture.
No, let's have a group of us go.
They're gonna kind of wander off a little bit.
Alright.
They can do that.
All right.
I will say the best thing about Dimension Door, you don't need to see where you go.
No, you just have to know
You just
the
need to
place. And now that
picture
he's
it.
seen the spot, he can.
As long as it's within
Planes
the
are no
500
distance,
feet.
Yeah.
That's the best part about that spell.
You'd be like, oh, other side of a door.
Unfortunately, you don't know what the inside of the stockade looks like.
Yeah,
No.
and you take a risk doing that. There's a risk of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, he'll do that. Then when they get into a
Okay.
spot, they can not be seen.
I will say, you walk out of the eyesight of the guards, and you find an alleyway. You just walk down. Stalverk takes your arm, Letari, and you're next to the stockade.
Sweet.
Okay.
Probably wait until they start distracting.
Mm.
And then with the most intelligent person, or one of the most intelligent people, and 3 charismatic motherfuckers walk up to the guard.
Yes, you guys do. So we'll go over to them real quick. You approach these 10 guards. And you see them as you approach. They're all wielding different forms of weapons. Well, they all have different forms of weapons on them. What they're holding, however, is a glaive-type weapon out in front of them. And you see as you approach, they lean them forward. Halt! What is your business?
Right, I was actually hoping to have your assistance in something.
Which is it?
Well, we were attacked on the road by some kind of red-looking person kind of thing. I was wondering if we kind of tracked him near here. Wondering if you've seen someone like that.
We have someone matching that description inside. If he did attack you, that is just another reason for us to hang him. We
Would
will
you mind
handle
if
it
we
from
go-
here.
Could we
Would you mind if we go
verify
into check to make that? Yes.
This one is
For me.
being...
this?
This one...
Please.
Roll me persuasion with disadvantage.
Please.
Please.
With
Please,
disadvantage.
I love it.
Well, that's not going to go well. And it's still +9, mind you.
It is.
So that's a 12.
The guard looks at you. It looks like he might be beginning to falter, but it's just like, no, it's my job. I need to know. As
Raven
I said,
starts fake. Raven starts crying. It's like, please, We just want to make sure he doesn't hurt us.
Hey. Make me a deception check with disadvantage.
Alright.
God damn it, you guys.
Hey, that's a fucking natural 20, 29, motherfucker.
With disadvantage?
I said disadvantage.
God damn, with disadvantage. With disadvantage is a 24, because I rolled a 15 on the second
Okay.
one.
He does believe that you're crying. Roll me persuasion. Flat roll.
Okay. Okay, so that's going to be a 9 on the die, so 22.
Jesus.
I think.
You had to
That's
give
how
her
I
the
Fucking
boost.
hell.
You gave her the item that let her boost deception, remember?
I know. It's fine. So,
Give me the thing that let me up
okay.
my persuasion.
1 second. I have to. Oh. No, this isn't good for Raven.
Oh.
Oh.
That was an 18 on the die for a wisdom save. Which makes it a 25.
But I was just crying.
Yes.
Could he have disadvantage on the wisdom save? Because I was just crying.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, that's a 15. He turns to what you can assume is the head of the guard outside of the stockade. What do you say, sir? Let this one in? Look, I would love to help you, but you must understand. The people we keep in this building, we keep here to keep everyone else safe.
Naturally.
Of course.
Yeah.
We prefer not to have you come in and rile any of them up. It is our job to make everyone safe, and thus, anybody we suspect of doing wrong, we handle in a way that is appropriate. As you have said, a red tiefling or red person attacked you. If he did, he's already being held in here for a hangable offense. This just adds to that and gives us more of a reason to. I can guarantee you he will do nothing to harm you. He cannot when he is dead.
My only concern is if it wasn't him. That means there's another.
Maybe
And if
it's
you
out
came
of
here,
another
it'd be nice.
kind of solid.
Oh, sorry.
And if it isn't him, then that means you got another one that you need to worry about that could harm everybody else.
Huffle.
That-
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, I
We
don't.
do not have a name,
Okay.
unfortunately. He is
I
not
see.
giving it to us.
So if we could just see his face, we could verify that it is him, and then leave.
Give me a moment. I shall return. The lead of these guards turns around, walks into the stockade.
Are these two trying
Few
to find
moments-
a way in from the back?
Okay, yeah,
Or,
while
like,
he
I'm
goes-
assuming
well,
they're
actually, I will-
stealthing by this point.
Yeah, I'm not going to make you guys roll stealth check because this is actually going more of a distraction than it could have went very poorly. It could have went very poorly.
Did my fake crying help or make it worse?
Yes. Yes and no. That's
I went back to logic.
Hey, it worked.
No.
so. I will say, as you guys are
I was gonna say, if they're
walking,
talking to somebody, that might be a problem if this guy goes in to check. It's fine.
as you guys are walking along the alleyway, Letari, I need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Why? Okay, that is not 17.
Okay, cool. You feel something grab at your foot, and you're able to not trip.
Ah!
You look down, and you see a human hand reaching through a barred window, even with the ground.
Sorry.
Help me. I shouldn't be in here. They're holding me for no reason.
Gonna kind of kneel down.
Oh, my heart.
If only he might be. I don't know.
Do both of you lean down, or just Stalverk?
He's just
Yeah,
just
let's-
kneeling down at the moment, so he can be more
Okay.
level, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's say both. If both of you are looking down, you both see a human male with kind of medium length, whitish hair. It is not Percy. Before it is asked. The eyes are a greenish color. And he looks slightly panicked.
Why'd they put you in here?
Don't know. I'm not even from here. I just stopped by, pick up some things, and next thing I know, I'm here.
Where are you from?
Not this cursed place.
Look, we're not exactly from here either. Can you tell us where you're from?
You know where I'm from.
Hmm?
And the hand that is, I will say, as he says that, the hand, you see the color begin to turn from a normal human complexion and it turns shade of red. And the eyes turn black. Please. Letari, please.
Igor.
Help me.
She's gonna, like, drop to the ground and grab his hand. How the hell are you here?
I don't know. I don't know.
You know,
I woke up outside of... what?
This is what Stalverk will do. Gonna kind of hold the coin, and he's gonna go back to Huffle with it.
Mm-hmm.
Seems it's the X.
Like your
And I will say, you do notice tears coming out of the corners of these black eyes at the moment. I woke up outside of this town. I don't know anything about this place. I entered and unfortunately was met by gods right away. They just grabbed me and threw me in here.
Okay, just hang on, okay? I didn't know it was you. I thought somebody else might be. I didn't know.
I don't know. I think when that strange man, he's sent me, banished me. I don't know why it didn't send me back.
Alright.
I think I'm just trapped here.
Okay. She's kind of looking up at Sulfur like, I have no idea what to do.
I can try to teleport him out, but it'll take me a couple trips to get you and him away from here.
It's no use.
Hmm.
I can't even get out of here.
He has magic. Nikor,
Guess
he
I
has magic.
stole-
He can help you.
I've tried.
What do you mean you've tried?
You see him take a step back and a purple smoke wraps around him slightly, and then it just fizzles. As he attempts to misty step. I can't. It doesn't work.
Can I see in his cell at all?
Yeah, can we see
I will-
anybody else in there?
I will say, when he stepped back, his hand turned back to the human complexion. You do see two other figures in his cell. One is slouched in the corner, looks to be asleep, possibly. And the other one is currently standing against the bars, looking into the stockade.
How many of you are there in there?
He walks back forward. Just us three. I didn't have this disguise until he started bringing people in. I've heard stories about what they do to people here, since being in here. What they do to our kind.
It's okay.
I'm afraid if I show these ones who I really am, they may kill me before the gods do.
Listen to me, you're going to be fine. We've survived worse. Right?
You know, while they're doing that, can he kind of stand up and look around to see if there's another way in there?
Roll a perception check.
Sweet. Yeah, it's an 18.
Okay. You're looking up and down the alley, and you do see the equivalent of like a service entrance. It's going to be back towards the back of the alley, like up against the end of it. Not the opening where you're back on the street, but the very back of the alley. You guys are about midway down at the moment.
Oh my. Huffle's a little angry.
She don't like him.
He's
Which
gonna,
is
he's gonna
fair.
kind of lean down and put his hand on Letari's shoulder and point it out.
Okay.
Be careful. God's shift. If I remember correctly, we should be changing here in about an hour. Then would be the perfect time. I can see if I can't unlock the door from my side.
I can unlock it.
and
from yours.
I will
There's
say
one.
when you looked in,
Mhm.
the bars near where the lock is, the bars are very close together. A hand cannot fit through.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It seems as if these cells are designed. If they get a key, they still ain't getting out.
Mhm. We'll figure something out, okay?
God's shift's change in about an hour. And when they do, you have about 20 minutes. If that.
That's plenty of time.
Say we hide out until then, just let the others know we're staying here.
Oh, she's not gonna be happy.
A lot
Ooh.
of spells I have to use.
Wait, what? Who else is here?
Some friends I've made. I've been traveling.
But who won't be? Oh no. No.
Hmm?
Hey,
Oh no.
it's fine.
She does not like me.
You know, if
No.
she doesn't like you, I'm already starting to hate you myself. Don't tell me.
Look, it's
I have
fine.
done
Talk
wrong.
to her.
I have done wrong, and I admit this. I know. I have changed. Please. I have. I'm just trying to lead a simple life. Please.
Oh, my player side is like freaking insight. Letari can't.
Stalverk will because he knows that Huffle
Okay.
is like him.
Okay.
Thank
Roll
you.
roll insight.
It's those cases. Okay, there's the knowledge of Huffle's like, yeah, no, fuck that, and like,
Huffle
this is a desperate
definitely
man.
does not seem
Desperate
happy.
men say many things.
And to be fair, he heard part of the conversation to where he asked, "Are we saving the jerk?"
Mhm.
What is your insight, Stalverk? Scroll.
Oh boy.
It's not bad. 22.
He appears to be telling the truth.
Either he's very good at deception.
Or he's actually
Tiefling good
telling
at
us.
deception? What?
No, Letari's not good at it, so like it's
No,
not every
Letari's not
tiefling.
good at the most social thing.
It's fair.
You know what? I need to look at something because that's right. He can do this now because of how the fucking weapon works. Well, we can wait up on the roof.
What?
Again, it's weird. I made a lot of really good friends.
I'd be careful.
Hmm.
There's usually guards posted up there.
Good to know.
Well, he kind of glances to the one in the corner. One of his friends tried to get him out and ended with a crossbow bolt in his head.
I don't like
Don't-
this.
Don't worry, okay?
I guess then he's gonna kind of look around and see if there's a place that they can stake out and hide.
I will say, it kind of widens as it goes back into the alley, but there is... It appears to be, it looked like there was an overhang for another business that was there. It's now down against the ground. Like, it was on the front of the building, they brought it around to the back to where it's not in the way.
Hmm.
And is now just in the very back of the alley, propped up against a wall. If you would be able to hide behind it, I will say.
Well, I guess we're going over there then.
I'll see you soon, okay?
Okay.
Try not to tip off the other two, but we'll see if we can get them out. Doesn't seem fair here.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Shut up, train. Let me close my window.
She'll
Choo-choo.
leave us off. She'll leave us off.
Okay.
Yeah, so they'll go, I guess, hide over there. And he'll kind of inform the party. 'Cause they all have coins now,
You know.
right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay, so he
I
can
think-
probably kind of do like a mass message between them.
Yeah, I will say you would be able to do that. Anybody who has it on that plane can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
If you go as far as to everyone.
Yeah, so he's gonna.
Which is why Allura unfortunately could not hear you, Huffle. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So he will let the other four know that they're gonna have to stay out back there for about an hour until the guard shift changes.
Okay. Which, back to the front now, the leader of those guards does come back out with someone who is elaborately more dressed, but still in like a guard uniform. You assume this is the guard captain. He stands around. No, you're used to standing next to Stalverk. This guy is about 4 inches taller than Stalverk.
Mhm.
He's around 6'8".
Jeez.
And he broad shoulder, are these the ones? Yes, unfortunately. These are the ones that wish to get in and see the prisoner, to confirm that it is he that attacked them. Don't need more than 2 of them in at a time. Again, don't want to rile up the prisoners. He looks down at you, down at the 4 of you. And he will look at... Let's see. What the fuck did my 1d4 go? There it is. I have a d4 set aside just for these kind of situations, and...
No dying.
Raven and... David.
Oh, I was so hoping
Oh,
that
that's
Huffle
awkward.
would have been the one to go in there. I was so hoping.
One was David, 2 was Huffle, 3 was... Yeah, 1 was David, 2 was Huffle, 3 was Raven, 4 was Null.
She's like, dang it!
Alright.
3 and then 1.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
You two. Pointing at the two of you. Come with me.
Alright. I'll look back to you. Would you two mind going to check on Miss Hope? She's been here for a while.
Of course, we'll meet you back out here.
Mm-hmm. And trust me, you'll know.
As he walks away, he's gonna whisper to Huffle, "How the fuck does he think we're gonna go get to them? They're hidden on I have no stealth."
No, but you can
You know,
communicate.
it's more a case of going like, okay, this thing is going like, trying to make this seem like a natural occurrence.
Yeah, no, don't get that.
Yeah, you know, it's fine. I'm just terrible at this. All right, fine. So we'll go on in.
Alright, you guys go in. As you guys do, I will say you do see the large figure. Again, the guard captain is 6'8". This guy still towers over him. This guy's about 7'2".
Oh dear.
Yes, big boy.
And he is not a Goliath. By the way, I saw the grog emote you put in earlier, Shuttle. He does appear to be human.
Yeah.
Just be-
Also, actually, could one retcon things slightly? Because I realized how to word it better. That would make sense.
Yes.
Basically, like the typical, okay, we'll meet back at the end deal.
Gotcha.
Just trying to get them to move away, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll
That's
move
very
away.
fair.
Still kind of generally in sight, so we can.
Yeah. Let's see. You walk in and you do see the large figure. He's currently talking to a couple of the guards behind one of the counters, because and you hear him talking about as far as the different people he's brought in, and you see them produce a coin purse and give it to him. You can assume, yeah, he's the enforcer and he gets paid to a number of people he brings in, he gets paid for. And from the size of this purse, very well.
You know.
Because he's efficient. The guard captain leads you.
Ooh, I don't think that's a good idea to say something like that to Null. Oh.
So he leads you guys to the cell where Nikor would be. At first, you guys approach and you see 3 humans in the cell. One bald with a scruffy beard, looks to be asleep in the corner. The other one, broad-shouldered but more stocky. Like he's a little bit shorter. He's around, compared to the other people you've seen in here, this guy looks around mid 5-foot range. But he is broad-shouldered. And he's just kind of staring out, and he's staring past you guys, past the guard captain. He doesn't seem to be checking at the moment. And he points at the other one who's currently sitting on a bench below the window. White hair. Whitish gray hair. Slightly darker complexion than yourself, David.
All right.
That one.
You
And
don't say.
Guard captain bangs his fist on the bars. Show your true self. And you see the guy look up and a second. No, not you. And you. Sorry, I grabbed his token, and then the listing changed, and I almost pulled out Stalverk's father.
Oh.
It's fine. You see. Reluctantly, he seems to change his appearance. And that is what you see.
Hmm.
I'm assuming we don't know what Nikor looks
You
like.
don't. You don't.
No.
Alright.
You don't, but you were told as far. I will say, Huffle would have
Mhm.
told you guys while you were sitting there waiting for the lead guard to come back. Would have made
yeah,
a
that's
comment that it is him in there.
Hmm. I gotta admit, I didn't get the best look at him, but he's from what I remember, that's not far off. You miss?
I'm pretty sure that is him.
How long have you been here?
They've been a couple days.
That about checks out, actually. Looks back to is the guard captain still near?
Guard captain is still sitting right there next to you.
Yeah, kind of looked over his shoulder. How long until his sentence is carried out?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
You'll be hanged in the morning. And you just see this look of terror across his face.
Good to know.
You see tears just well up.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to
You know
point
what?
out Matthew and Lucky.
Okay, to be fair, Matthew was never abusive to him.
This is fair.
He was abusive to Xander, but there is a difference. He was not abusive to Lucky.
That is understandable.
So, alright, you have seen him, you have confirmed him. Take you back
Indeed.
to your friends.
Very well. Important question. Where are they planning to take care of it? Where are they planning to carry out the sentence?
In front of Town Hall. As all of the hangings are.
Good to know. Might just attend.
This was quite the show. It does get quite the turnout.
I can imagine. Remember, it's not like just kind of as an underbreath thing. At least I know he'll rest well. Sort of.
Thank you very much for showing us. So that we could be sure.
So, he does begin to lead you guys back towards the front of the stockade. And out front, your friends have already went away. I will say, Raven, you hear in your head. Stay close and let your friends know when the gods move. It's from Asmodeus.
Alright.
There's a reason. Because he does also continue to say, I will not stand for beings that are of my realm
to be destroyed as they are here. But I cannot interfere. Get him out.
I'll try to.
Alright. I will
Okay,
say,
he is aware. Both punishes betrayal. He better be fucking telling the truth.
wait, what?
I said, I hope this man is aware. Loth will fucking punish betrayal, and he will kill this man.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see if Wolf is more powerful than something else.
Stalverk will prove it wrong.
So. Oh, go ahead.
While they're waiting, Letari's just kind of sitting there holding her head, just muttering to herself.
He's just gonna put an arm around her and just kind of hug her a little bit. Side hug.
I promised I wasn't gonna do that. I'm an idiot.
Now, Huffle doesn't seem to like him.
She has her reason.
Want to fill me in a little bit?
When I told you guys about the jerk that dumped me and everything and mentioned it was Nikor, I didn't exactly explain jerk well. I think that was kind of still lightly putting it.
Right. Why are we saving him?
I can't let him die.
I get that, but if he hurts you, I'm fucking kicking his ass.
Look, if my mom can change, so can he.
We'll just have to see.
I just want to get him out. After that, I don't know. Gods, I'm an idiot.
The way you're acting, seems like you still have some kind of feeling there.
That's why I'm an idiot. Because I don't know why I don't hate him.
Well, Huffle typically only hates people who are really dickish.
That's an understatement on his part.
Right. I'll help you, but I already don't like him.
I know. I'm not asking you to like him.
Just try not to, do that again. A little, desperate there. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't know why. I had an entire plan for the next time I saw him. I was going to ignore him. I was going to yell at him. It wasn't that. That was not.
Well, to be fair, he is kind of in a shit situation. A little hard to yell at somebody like that. You can always yell at him later, though.
I hope I can. I hope I can walk away.
After a little bit of you guys sitting there waiting,
I will
Unless
say
you have
he will
something
say
else.
one more thing.
Okay, go ahead.
I may not know all the details. My advice. He was as bad as you're saying, and as Huffle seems to believe. I would recommend walking away if you can.
She just kind of nods.
Yeah, we'll just keep holding her and try to keep her calm.
Cats.
After a little bit of time, you guys sit there waiting. Raven and David.
Okay. Yes.
Also, after a little bit, you see the guards begin to file back inside. Seems it is the guards changing.
About that time, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
Do you let them know?
Yes.
Alright. It comes through as far as in your heads. Guards are changing shift.
Alright. Said we had about 20 minutes.
Let's do this.
As you guys go to stand up, you hear a ding 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 over near the window.
Mm-hmm.
And you see a red hand reaching out, holding something.
I'll go over there.
It's a key.
How did you get this?
Guard captain might have gotten a little too close to the cell.
She'll take the key and pocket it away. We'll be there soon.
Thank you. Thank you.
She's just gonna leave.
And she walks out of the alley back towards the street.
she's
Bye,
going to
Pam!
Stalverk. She's going to Stalverk.
Yeah, he's probably by the door.
Yeah. It is unlocked. I will say there's no trap or anything of that nature. It's unlocked. It's looks like it's more like food delivery, that kind of thing is what comes in the store. So the prisoners don't see it. Because this is like the guard kitchen, not prisoner food. This is the good shit.
I guess we're stealthing in, Letari. Worst case,
Whoa!
you will
Roll me stealth checks.
Let's go.
Oh my gosh! That's a natural 20.
Oh dear
So-
lord, woman.
Okay.
28.
Holy fuck.
Nice.
I'm gone.
Dear God.
What did you get, Stalverk?
21.
That's enough. That's enough. You guys are hidden. You guys step in, and at first you take a step back out of the door again because you see one of the chefs in there. And you just glance and see him. You don't know which way he's facing. Then you realize you hear the door on the opposite side of the kitchen open, and he walks out. So you guys are in the clear, you walk in. You see a door to the left, and then that door he walked through. I will say the way the window was, you can tell the door to the left is what leads out into the guard station, which would be the cells and stuff like that. You guys go through there.
Yeah.
Welcome to a prison break, motherfuckers.
Yeah, I'm waiting for something to go wrong, and freaking one of them gets fucking thrown in the cell with this guy.
Yeah, right?
So you guys make your way through that door. I will say, I'm just going to continue calling him by his name. Ezek is turning and is already walking back towards the front. Seems
Fun.
he was just sitting there having a conversation with the guard, stuff like that. And with the guard shift, apparently his buddy that works behind the desk is gone as far as this shift, so he's just leaving. the guards are packing up their things and heading towards the barracks area. As far as to swap out and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So there is no guards currently in this lobby area.
Oof. Move quickly.
Yep.
I will say, Stalverk, it's easy for you to guess as far as how far down you need to go,
Mm-hmm.
because of your tracking stuff and, your stuff like that. You do get to the cage. And you see him do a wave of his hand, and the two that were in the cell with him are gone.
Hmm.
I couldn't leave with magic, but I could do magic in here. That is so nobody else think to ask questions about a tiefling being in here. And you hear from across the way, I knew it! You never brought anybody else to your cell.
How many people are in there as they were walking through, by the way?
Let me see. After you exited the door from the kitchen, there would have been an elderly man with a bunch of scars on his arm in the cage to your left as soon as you walk out the door. Across from him on the other side of the room, I'll say what's on that side real quick. There's 3 people over there. The one who said that appears to be in a straitjacket.
Right.
Like, he looks like he deserves to be there.
Yeah.
Like, that is one of those stereotypical,
Stalverk's
don't
more
you fucking
looking
dare.
who looks like they don't deserve to be here.
That other side of the room, they all look like they deserve to be there.
Mm-hmm.
The elderly man, you're not sure. The scars throw it off a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like the scars tell one story, him being elderly tells another. I will say some of the scars look fresh.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he'll kind of walk over and ask him why he's in there then.
They thought they could get my money, huh? They can't come collect payment for protection if they're dead.
Right. He goes back
That
over
is
to Letari.
Yeah, Latari's opening.
Sorry.
I will say, he at the moment, Nico's the only one who doesn't look like he belongs there.
Well, he
Everyone
debated
else-
to see if anybody else needed to be let out, but he's like, Nah.
No, never mind. They're here for a reason. And I will say, you do see like a board on near the guard station. Nikor's picture, or this rendition of him, which is drawn to look, obviously offensive to tieflings.
Yeah.
Like devil, that kind of thing.
Yep.
He's the only one under execution.
Lovely. Let's get out of here quickly.
You unlock the door?
Yes.
You unlock it as the door comes open. He immediately throws his arms around you, Letari. Thank you.
She tenses up.
Narrows eyes.
Let's get out of here. And he starts walking back the way you guys came in.
Yep.
Stay behind me.
I will say he's still in the human form. Mostly because,
he's gonna move kind of to be in the front in case they do run into anything.
Yeah.
Let me say, come over here with you guys.
You got
Back out the way we came.
Yeah, you guys go back out the way you came, no problem. That was a decent roll on stealth on his part. That was equivalent of 23.
Hey.
14 on the die. You guys get out there, and he kind of ducks around a corner quickly as far as so that nobody down the alley can see him. And he drops it and just drops to his knees.
You're free.
He looks up at you and you see more tears. Thank you.
She kind of looks away. She's trying really hard.
He stands up and is just looking at you. Yell at me. Do whatever you wish once we get out of this town. I don't care. I deserve it. But can we please get out of here?
Yeah. Let's just go.
Yeah.
He will go human form again, this time with black hair and blue eyes. And a combination of the skin tone that was given to you, Letari, and Stalverk's.
Trying to match.
Well, it's more of a one of those in between, like the tone in between that.
Yeah.
That way, it not the same form he was using in there.
Fair enough.
Mm.
You guys do. Being there are no guards out front, I will say you were able to leave via the entrance to the alleyway.
Letari will probably let the others know via coin they're leaving the town in order to get him out of there.
Yeah, we probably didn't go very far. We're probably still watching that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine you at least see them walking out.
Yeah, you see Letari and Stalverk leave out of the alley with this black-haired individual with, like I said, in between skin tone.
I will say that Huffle, and honestly, ever too, just being quiet. We'll help him get out of the town, but he's not staying with us.
Mama don't like him.
Yeah, Daddy don't like him.
When she's out of town, he's on his own.
Not many objections here.
That or I can digest him. If he has too much of an issue.
You know, that I feel that would draw too much attention out here.
Right.
Maybe if we go out in the woods or something.
No, that's what I meant.
It might also bother Letari if she watches him get devoured. So maybe make sure she's not around when you do it.
Okay. That can be done.
As a player suggestion, you guys just went to visit this guy and now he's missing. You might not want to stay there.
Yeah.
No, we're not staying there.
quickly.
We're
We've
leaving.
talking. I've told
We're
them.
You guys all make your way to the opposite gate of town from where you entered.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how far ahead these guys were.
They're a decent distance. They will meet you outside of town, essentially. I will say after a little bit of walking, you guys do make it. I will say there is a forest that you guys could have ducked in that way to avoid being seen by guards and stuff like that while you waited for the others. Which you do eventually see them leave through the gate and are walking as far as...
All they would probably see is Stalverk's just got his arms crossed and he's just staring at the guy.
Eventually,
Great,
like,
no witnesses.
Yeah.
We'll merge with them once we're more out of sight and probably walk a little bit of a distance at least to get him. Make sure he's not far enough away from the town that he can get away from the guards.
Yeah,
basically.
I will say you guys get out of eyesight of the town. He instantly drops the human form.
Why, hello.
Nikor, these are my friends. Guys, this is Nikor.
Greetings
Over.
and goodbye.
Before you say that, give me a second.
Mhm.
Say 24, yes. Because proficient in insight. You all don't like me.
Nope.
I know you don't. I don't blame you. I've done
I wouldn't
horrible
exactly go.
things.
Unfortunately, I don't know you well enough to dislike you. All I know is, given your history, I can be cautious.
I'm man enough to admit I've done horrible things to someone I told I loved. And I regret every horrible thing I've done.
Awful! Dear Lord, woman, your burns!
Ooh, that hurt me!
Also, as far as what he's saying, could I just maintain an insight?
Yeah, sure, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Excellent.
I'd also like to
17
insight.
Sure.
I like
I
how everyone's
cannot.
gonna do this except for
That's fine.
Letari.
She
Go ahead.
can't!
Inside him.
Ooh.
Between one, her insight is very low, and two, she just can't. She can't do it.
Oh, jeez.
The brothers are like,
Let him go.
Roll insight then. I will say. Stalverk, even to you, he should be telling the truth.
He's either a really good liar or he actually is telling the truth, and I don't know which is scarier.
Same number, unfortunately, Huffle.
He seems to be telling the truth.
So unless he has tactically avoided saying anything that would lead to us thinking he's an asshole.
I'm just maintaining the inside.
Oh, see,
so.
Yeah.
he's fully saying he's done horrible things and he's
Yeah.
been a dick. He's fully admitting it.
But he
He's
hasn't
done
said he
horrible-
was
He's
sorry
just
for
listening.
it.
Yeah, he's gonna listen to see if there's anything off.
He has said he regretted it.
Fair. Okay. Protract statement. Continue.
So he said he's regretted everything and all these horrible things he's done, and he admits that he fucked up.
Listens to Stalverk's
Yeah.
advice. We'll see. Oh.
I will back him up because he would be a bit back the way you guys were pretty much like
Bye kind of thing. I understand if you want to leave me. I'd leave me too.
Letari cannot look up right now. She can't do it.
He's going to address you directly with Tari.
Oh, good.
Sorry, even with all the horrible things I've done, and I know even me saying I messed up and I regret everything, and I don't completely understand you not forgiving me, because I don't forgive myself. Threw away the one thing I cared about more than anything. That'll never be able to be fixed in my mind.
You don't treat things that you care about like shit.
I know I don't. I'm not supposed to. I shouldn't. No one's supposed to. I understand if you want to leave me. I just want to get home.
Good luck.
I just want
We
to get
can't
back to
help you there.
Ostrix.
Yeah, we have no way of getting home ourselves, so good luck.
I guess this is bye forever then. Honestly, I
slightly looking forward to them hanging me. Just to get rid of the pain. And he'll walk off into the forest.
Before that,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
had a
fuck!
Huffle pitch it.
Huffle did a thing.
Okay, you do that. He'll turn back towards you. Let the blood run from his mouth. Thank you. And he'll turn and walk towards the forest.
Oh crap! Odds are evens. Odds are even.
I'm doing this right now.
I swear to God.
Oh gosh.
I am
You will have a T-Rex
personally
chasing you.
I was gonna say Raven would probably go, wait, and she's gonna take out 5 platinum and hand it to him. That way you don't starve.
I don't need it. I don't want it.
I suggest you take it, or else I'm going to put it on you somewhere.
No, you won't.
On the fucking bed.
You're with them, just let me die. That's all I'm
Stop!
good for.
Shut up!
Looks at Letari.
Don't talk like that, please.
I might have to borrow those for a moment.
Hmm?
The platinum coins Raven tried to give a Nikor.
Wait, what?
David is asking you if he can borrow the coins you tried to give to Nikor, and looking like he's about to walk up to him.
Letari's kind of like interacting with him too. He's got a couple different things going on all at once here.
Fair.
We've all got plans right now.
He's just gonna put his hand on Letari's shoulder.
Don't act like you don't. I don't know. Want to live? That's all we ever talked about. You don't get to want to die.
Why do I hear dice rolling? Why?
Right?
Why?
I'm curious if Huffle does anything is when Letari's like yelling out now.
Yeah.
She did kind of threaten him not to talk to her again, to be fair.
Which is why he's not talking. As you're waiting for some sort of answer, you hear a growl behind him. As a massive bear comes out from the forest and just smacks at him with one
Nicola!
of these huge paws.
Oh,
I already rolled it. I already rolled it to hit and damage.
Nobody noticed this?
It was as dark as the dark in the forest. And he was right on the edge. then a nat 20 on a stealth check, kind of
Yeah.
a hunting animal. Yeah. That 10 4 plus 4. That's 18 points of slashing damage. This is 4d6 plus 4. And he is knocked to the ground. He turns over onto his back and starts crawling back this way, facing the bear. So he doesn't even pay attention to...
Cool. Can we do anything about this, or is this just
Yeah,
like
you
a
can.
thing? Are we?
You can.
Yeah.
Is
This
a
isn't
mission,
exactly. I'm
or
gonna
just
something.
I don't have a
bear,
token
but-
for it because I rolled and I kind of forgot this. Well, didn't think this would be a possibility, but, you know.
Always assume.
I know. Trust me, I know.
I need the bear to make me a wisdom saving throw.
And a dex save.
Yeah, first a wisdom saving throw and then a dexterity
I'll
saving
see
throw.
how theirs works before I do anything.
Wisdom save, natural 17 plus 5, 22.
Okay, so he doesn't take any damage from Folded Ed, sadly.
Dex save, that is a 13 plus 2, 15. It's probably a
That-
fail.
Fails.
Okay.
So he takes 13 points of radiant damage.
Let me guess.
Sacred flame.
Mhm.
This burst of flame out from underneath of it.
13, you said?
Mhm.
Okay. After you do that, you see him raise his hand, and he's going to burn his 7th level spell slot
Jeez, what?
to cast Power Word Pain. And you see this bear just drop and just start convulsing on the ground.
Okay. I don't like that.
He releases it. And Nikor looks visibly terrified still. And the bear's going to run off into the woods.
I don't know, Huffle.
You can clearly take care of yourself.
Letari's gonna move around Huffle and do a cure wounds on Nikor. Yeah, I know. I know.
As you
I'm
go to reach-
aware.
As you go to reach for him, he moves away.
Let me heal you.
He still says nothing.
Oh, fuck it. Good luck getting away from this one. Sorcery point, distant spell, cure wounds.
Counter spell.
Counter
Oh, we're trying to be nice, damn it.
Counter your counter spell. Fuck
He'll
you.
use his warlock ability to gain a second reaction. Counter spells your counter spell.
Oh,
And Huffle's
Bobby,
not
you
gonna
guys
counter spell it. Damn it.
And that is his once a day warlock ability.
oh, Huffle was stopping Letari anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh. Cool. Now I hate you more.
I don't want your pity. I just want
It's
to help.
not pity.
And he starts walking off towards the way the bear was
I
going.
pitied you. It was years ago. I don't hate you. I tried. I don't.
He turns
Look.
toward you. He turns towards you, and this is the only time he's going to break. He's going to break what he silently agreed with Huffle, slightly. You should hate me, because what he wants me to do to you.
What?
And you see him grab his head and he drops to his knees. No. I won't.
There's something controlling you, isn't there?
You see him look up, and Letari, you recognize this, but it comes out of him. She must pay.
Oh.
No. Let him go!
No.
Ah! The coward has returned.
Coward, no. And you see a pendant flare underneath Nikor's shirt. As it burns through, you see a counterclockwise spiral hanging from this chain that is now perfectly visible. Anybody who wants to can make a religion check.
Sure.
I'm like,
Because this is a forgotten one.
Oh,
Hold up.
jeez, nope.
Caught up.
Huffle can't hear anything at the moment. There we go.
Well, probably don't pass with a 13.
Nope.
hey, buddies.
Uh-huh.
Jeez Louise, Drag.
That actually kind of.
So,
What checker they made? That.
religion. I will say the DC was 20. There you go. The DC was 20.
Fucking brothers.
I know.
Demon brothers.
I'm like,
Boy.
Well, this makes sense.
Boy, I'm a Fey brother.
I will say this makes sense then, though, because of your connection to a demonic force.
Yeah.
That is doing. Chained Oblivion, the god of darkness.
Oh, jeez, Huffle knows.
Yes, she does. Doom, the Chained Oblivion, the god of darkness. Darkness itself.
Does it seem like it's a similar thing that Stalverk has? Or like the
I
champion
will
thing.
say, with your nat 20s,
Mhm.
this seems to have been forced upon him.
What? That would make him an avatar, wouldn't it?
Hmm.
Wait, wrong wording, maybe. I don't know.
Get out of my... I need to make a wisdom saving throw for him.
I don't
Definitely
have
don't
detect
know what to do
evil
with
on this character.
That's a 29. He succeeds.
Uh-huh.
And it's pushed back for however long.
When did this
Alright.
happen?
I woke up here. That's why I went to town. I felt this pain. It's unlike anything I felt before. I came to find help. And that's when they grabbed me and threw me in the stockade. He started telling me horrible things. Telling me to kill the one that rejected him. And then when he showed me you, couldn't. I told him no,
Fuck.
but he won't leave. I'm able to push him away for a week, the most. But he comes right back. But player knowledge to DC for that is 25.
Jeez.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was a natural 18.
Okay, okay.
We never figured out how to send away the demon last time because Letari talked to it and ran off. And he looks at her.
He's gaining
And
power. He's broken some of his chains.
I didn't even reject him. I offered him a different deal.
Again, we never figured out how to deal with him because he got away before we could.
Nothing like learning in the present, I guess.
He broke some of his chains. The other god sealed him away. He told me this. God sealed him away many years ago. Many, many years ago. He's finally regaining strength, he says.
You know, weird idea.
Mm-hmm.
Oliver's gonna glance down at his rapier. Kind of in his head, talk to it.
Mm-hmm.
You've been around for a while. Any ideas how we can get rid of this thing?
It's not the rapier that responds. It's Loth that responds.
Goody.
He must not be allowed to escape.
Get that. How do we prevent it?
Sever his connection with the boy. And this should reseal a few of the chains.
Alright.
How the heck do we do that?
Kill him.
Your
Anyone have a
rapier-
giant pair
I
of
don't
scissors?
think of the charm effect, so Stalverk really can't do anything. about
No,
this.
but your rapier does begin to quiver in your hand.
Curiously draws it.
You pull it out of its sheath, and as you pull it out, it readjusts the tip of it points directly at the pendant.
Right.
Letari's kind of got wide eyes right now, looking at what
yeah,
the
this
fuck.
looks like something different, yeah. Everything alright there, Stalverk?
And then it falls back to...
We have to destroy the pendant.
Okay. Not gonna question that one. How do we destroy a pendant?
No problem. He pulls it off, and then chucks it into the woods. And within seconds, it's back around his neck.
I wonder if this is like a curse.
If there was anything that was a curse, that would be it.
Cool. Well, I can't do nothing about that. You could, but hopefully not with it on him. No offense.
You know? He do this. Odds or evens. Tiny child!
Evens, because eventually this is going to go badly.
Sure.
Even because this is eventually going to go badly, you know?
Could burn it. Huffle. Okay, I'm gonna message you what he does, Jay.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Alrighty.
I'm afraid! I was
I
trying to
would
think if
now.
there was anything I could tinker to make it break, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have remove curse or greater restoration at the moment.
Sorry, make me a perception check.
Oh. Okay.
As far as if you're looking at him.
I am. Crap, that's a 9.
I'd say with advantage because you're trying to figure out what to do.
Okay, that's a 19.
Okay. You notice something on his side.
It is. I need a book. Give me 1 second.
You're fine.
You got this.
I need to find this page. It is fine.
Sound right there.
Don't do that to me. Is that actually? Hello.
See, told you.
This is. It's not a good thing that it is. Okay, it's not that. It's not that.
Okay, should I only say the first part then?
What?
Oh, I'm still messaging you, man.
Oh,
I'm
that's
listening to the shit.
fine. Oh no, you're fine. It is a. It's a blade that's not in a sheath. It's a dagger. It just seems to be in his belt slightly. It's got a weird maze-like pattern on it with no beginning or end.
Okay.
Don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm gonna send you that.
Oh, good.
Let's see how if that's a thing.
Okay. I need to check one thing here.
Fine. I'm gonna move his token for that reason, though.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You do that. Make me. No. You only make me a check. As you grab hold of the pendant, I will say, make Constitution saving throw as you grab it.
Cool. Decent at those, at least.
Because this is for the pendant, not as far as
Fuck
if it's
you,
gonna
Nat
work or not.
20!
Okay.
Whatever a pendant was gonna do.
You take half the damage.
Cool.
It's 3d6 necrotic.
That's not bad.
No, you take half of it, which is going to be only 4 points of necrotic. It was going to be 8, so take 4. You just feel this burning sensation on your hand. Bond is temporarily broken enough to where you yank on the pendant and the chain snaps. I
He's
will
just gonna
say,
stare at him.
as soon as you do that, Letari, the blade you saw, it begins to slide out of his belt. And it comes up in a direct point at you. Because, player knowledge, I introduced you to the Blade of Broken Mirrors.
Oh.
You know?
I don't know what that does, but I don't like it.
The arm of Betrayer of Tharizdun. Because when he forced the champion type thing upon him, got the weapon.
Do I see the floating dagger now?
All of you do.
I'm gonna step closer to Letari.
I've got a bad feeling about that.
Uh-huh.
Say,
I'd like to
thankfully-
step in front of Letari.
Yeah.
I will say that is probably not the best decision for you.
Technically,
You know?
Huffle's was already standing in front of Letari, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stalverk
I need to roll.
too, technically in
Would it
front
be
of
possible
Nikor.
for David to go back here and like attempt to move Letari out of the way if it looks like it's going to go new?
You have to roll me a dexterity check because this blade moves fast and it is going to.
All right. Well,
no.
you know that's a great roll it in that one. So attempts were made.
Yeah. To be fair, Null was doing something very similar.
Mm.
So, Stalverk,
Mm-hmm.
That's a natural 19 on the die, 28.
Oh.
The blade goes through your arm and continues going.
Ow. Okay.
Raven, it skims your shoulder with a natural 17.
Oh, is it plus
Fuck.
anything?
Natural 17 plus 9.
Oof.
Ah, I can't
Oh,
shield that,
this
so never mind.
is gonna hurt.
Huffle, natural 13 plus 9.
Can I attempt when I see this to just be the one in front of her now?
Say again?
I'd like to be. He was gonna actually. What he was going to do was end up pushing her if he saw it start moving.
Make me a dexterity check.
7.
No.
Fuck.
Also, Letari,
Yeah.
natural
What's that?
15 plus 9.
24. I think that hits.
What's
All
Letari's
of you
AC?
take.
Good.
Yeah, this is.
Everyone, like all those that got hit, or are we dealing AoE here?
Well, 3 of us were hit in the
8
process
plus
of this.
5. That is 13 piercing damage. All 4 of you. As it does 4d4 plus 5 piercing damage.
Okay. So
Where did
And it
14.
plunges into your chest. Sorry.
Huffle's asking
Alright.
where it hit her.
It hits you guys in the arms. It just needed some blood on it
I don't
for
like
the actual target. As soon as it does, however, Nikor's going to shove by you, Stalverk, and run towards Letari.
Ow.
He's going to try and pull it out. He's going to make a strength check because this thing has its own strength.
Good.
Because sentient fucking weapon. Nikor, why do you have a +1 again, my dude?
Because he's a warlock.
I mean, I can try.
You might have to, because that's a natural 3.
Oh god.
He
I see.
grabs it and he has his hand on your shoulder and he's trying to pull.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's not
Fudge.
helping.
Cast enhance ability on Stalverk for
Yeah.
full strength.
Please, yes.
Oh, what is this, in athletics?
Mm-hmm.
Proficient in that, at least.
No, just a strength check.
Oh, just a straight strength? Oh.
Yeah, just straight strength.
Interesting. Oh, so it doesn't even matter then what I can't use advantage on that.
It's still an ability check.
Yeah.
Let's say any of the skill checks are technically still ability checks.
Well, it's only a 17 since I can't use my athletics.
That is. That's enough. It just needed a 15. As far as to beat it, he just rolled very fucking shit. But yeah, you're able to rip it out of her, and when you do, you notice it has jagged edges. You take another Letari. 1 point of slashing.
Okay, so I took a total of 15 damage, right? That's
Yes.
Yes.
14.
14.
Yeah.
Yeah, 14, not 15.
I guess he's gonna attempt to keep hold of it so it doesn't try that again.
Give it to me.
I'm gonna heal Atari.
He'll
Because fuck
reluctantly hold it out to Nikor.
Okay. He will walk this way, struggling to hold it. But he walks this way. He's going to cast Disintegrate at 9th level on it.
Oof.
noise.
By the way,
Aren't these like
Letari,
ancient weapons that are like hard to kill though?
It is, but it's enough to knock it out of commission for a little bit.
Essentially gonna stand there now.
That's all he's doing, is trying to knock it out of commission. Because he knows.
Understandable.
Come on, type, you good bastard.
No.
There you go.
Oh, hey. Back to full.
That was a second level.
How nice.
You're fine.
It's fine, I just have like a hole in my arm now
I have
because ow.
I will say it more skimmed your when I say it went through, it cut like the bottom part of the bicep.
Mm.
It just cut through that. It did that with the first 3 and then chest for Letari.
Yeah, I'm still squishy. That still fucking hurt a bit.
You'll be fine, you're not dead.
I'm dying.
You're already
That
there.
blade.
13, 16, 19. Oh, fucking hell. It's 19d6 plus 40.
Jesus.
It increases by 3d6 each level above 6.
Mm.
That's fine.
As he deals 108 points of damage to it.
You know.
He lets go of the dagger, and it just drops.
I hate it when you make new friends.
I hate when they're forced upon me.
Oh, your bond's broken.
I don't know how long that's going to last. I hope good, but I don't have the strongest will.
Hmm.
I'm glad you didn't have to either, Huffle. I'm going to be completely honest. That would have went horribly.
Letari wouldn't have been able to fight him, so you know.
Yeah, until I tried to murder her.
Yeah, that's fair. Defense,
Or her
yes.
friends.
Yeah.
He turns back towards you all. I'm sorry, I should go. It's not safe for me to be around you. Letari, I'm sorry. He will yet again attempt to turn and walk away.
Oh gosh. I don't think she can say anything right now. She's done. She can't.
There's not much Stalverk can do to help him, unfortunately.
Nope.
Other than
So is
what
that
he
dagger
did.
just just lying on the ground now?
Yeah.
Can we bury that?
With the momentum it gained, I doubt that's gonna stop it.
I don't know if it'll work, but I had a slight plan.
Hmm.
Like I said, I have no reason to think that this would work. But
Fuck
it's
it.
better than nothing.
Do it,
And
I
that
guess.
would be.
After it's buried, he's going to take his quarterstaff and draw the symbol of Serenray above it.
Okay.
Like I said, don't know
Make
that
me
it'll work.
make me a religion check.
Oh, come on. 17!
Okay, because that had nothing to do with what you just did. That had to do with
Okay.
something else.
That's fine.
Because it's during the day and it's still gray. It's still overcast.
Mhm.
Until you notice a break in the clouds. The break gets wider.
Umbrella immediately out. Fear got
And
you.
the sun wafts over this land. Briefly. Very briefly. You know what you've done, Null?
No.
You just gave a goddess who never had access to this land access to this land.
Ooh.
Nice job,
God
no.
damn.
I'm just picturing like Strahd sitting there sniffing like coffee in the window and seeing the sun like, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
I will say as well, because this will connect what you just did. The ground solidifies and just turns this rock. Actually, no. Turns this obsidian. Just hard stone. Where you buried the knife.
Hey. He looks. I had no idea that would happen.
Nice.
What did you?
You may all praise me.
It's fine. Strahd might be aware of 4 presences now.
You may
I will say as well, when the sun broke through, Nikor did stop walking. You just want to look up and just drop to his knees. None of you can hear him, but he's talking in a normal voice. He's not, talking loudly or quietly, but he's just far enough away for you guys not to really be able to make out what he's saying. And he kind of just sits there. Doesn't move.
Fuck me. And he's just gonna start walking forward. Don't worry, I can turn into a T-Rex.
Stalverk stops.
I could turn into a T-Rex, right?
He's gonna get just within range to be able to hear if he can hear anything. So he'll stop when he can hear something, basically.
I've been seeing the sun in so long.
Well, your little daggery friend is kind of it ain't going anywhere.
I hope not. It only has one objective.
Well, it's stuck in obsidian.
Do you think that's going to hold it for very long once it is able to come back?
Yeah. The goddess doesn't seem to like it, so I think it's fine.
To be fair, your goddess is one of the ones who helped steal him away.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not too fond of her either.
Yeah, he's kind of a cowardly dick. That's all I know.
He's not a coward if he was locked away.
Potato, potato. Look. I don't know what you did. And honestly, I don't give a fuck right now. Just don't die and don't hurt any of my friends. That's all I ask of you.
It's too late. I already hurt her.
No? The dagger did. Not you.
Way before the dagger.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about now. Pay attention. Keep up now.
I know what you meant.
She's already forgiven you for that part. Even if you don't, she did.
Deep down,
That's
she
all that
hasn't.
matters.
I know deep down she hasn't. And I don't blame her.
Then work on being better.
The best thing for her is for you to vanish.
Then let the old you vanish.
That's the problem. The inside may vanish. The outside is still a painful reminder of
Eh.
everything.
There's someone who taught me one important lesson. 2 people, honestly. The outside doesn't make a lick of a difference. After all, what do you see when you look at me? Would you imagine that I'd be able to grab you by the throat with an instant? No, but I could.
Honestly, still say the same one who was in love with the farmhand in Ostros. I'm daft, not stupid or blind. I have a better memory than people give me credit for.
And I have changed quite a deal. Everyone can change. Everyone can be better. If you truly care, then be better. Don't stew. It's too ugly, and I can't stand for more ugly in this world.
Well, to be fair, there's one person I can't change the opinion of anyways.
Oh, if you're talking about Huffle, yeah, no, that takes a lot of effort. Believe me, that takes a lot of effort.
It will take no effort. I'm not even going to try because it's never going to happen. She views me as nothing more than someone who hurt her best friend. And that view will never change.
Yeah.
And unless it does, I should never be near Letari ever again.
Then work hard. Don't be a bitch. Anybody can change her mind if they try hard enough. Well, maybe except for one person. But that's entirely another story, and I'm not getting into that one. Honestly, I don't like that person either. But
I don't feel like you're talking about Lindell.
okay, I forgot about that one.
She's already made her mind up. There's no changing her mind.
Then change mine.
What's the point?
My God,
You can
he's
change-
such a fucking downer.
Yeah,
change
right.
mine, I can change hers. How's that sound?
I wish you luck.
I can only do it if you try.
What
And if you
more
don't
is there
try,
for me to do?
I don't know. That's up for you to decide. Maybe one time you'll find us again, and we'll be in danger. Maybe you can help.
You see him turn. He had turned towards you. He turns and looks off into the distance. And he looks back. You're going to the castle, aren't you?
Eventually. If that's where he is.
See him close his eyes. Takes a deep breath. No, he's not.
Oh?
Closes his eyes again, takes another deep breath. He and his army are heading this way.
Thank you.
When I say army, it's not a good idea to stay here.
He nods. Then I'll tell them we should be going.
Run. Protect her, please.
We will. I will. That's what I do. When we meet again, eventually, I'll expect you to help. I don't really like people who lay about. I'll turn.
As he goes to stand up, in common he'll say this. See him pat the. You hear a hand pat the ground. Thank you, Father. And
I am not going to question that.
he'll turn fully back the opposite direction and head towards the path that he said the army was coming from.
Okay. We need to move. There's an army with a certain vampiric friend on his way, and it's a little going to be too much for us, apparently.
Fucking-tastic. Alright. Just kind of walk up, like, hand on Letari's shoulder. You good to move?
She kind of nods.
We'll deal with him when we can, Stalverk.
Yeah, I don't feel like fighting an army.
No. Plus, it sounds like he's heading to this town. I kind of don't mind that to some extent.
I feel bad for the barmaid, though.
Yeah.
I was half tempted to go warn her.
I will say this. I don't think we have time for that, unfortunately, because it was sounded as close. You can thank Nico for that information. He seemed to have the ability to know that.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I need to check something.
God damn it, Huffle.
Jeez, when you hate somebody, you hate somebody.
Yikes.
To be fair, I did tell him to improve himself. If he can do that, maybe then some things can change.
Well, here's hoping the concept of a second chance isn't completely lost on him. Or others.
I'm more worried about others, but
Looks at Huffle.
I will say, first, Letari, you hear something in your head
Mm-hmm.
as Nikor casts Sending.
Cool.
oh, you fucker.
I will hold him off. I will hold him off as long as I can. Run. Stay safe. If I see you again, then I'll see you again. And this is. You'll recognize this, Stalverk.
Mm.
The clouds go very dark off in the distance, and a massive bolt of lightning comes crashing down
Oh,
from the sky.
it's from the direction that he went, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that crazy son of a bitch.
Letari's just stopped walking. She's zoned out.
We need to move.
Letari,
He may be suicidal, but at least he's helping. Come on, let's go.
I will pick you up and carry you.
Okay.
He will. He's very strong. Technically, I could too. Because 19 strength.
Yeah,
He's just
nobody knows
small.
about the sending thing, but they're trying to get her to move.
Yeah, we just saw the clouds, and Null's assuming that's him.
He said he's gonna hold him off.
Hmm.
Then that's more reason to run. I hate to say it, but I think for once somebody's actually changed besides your mother.
Let's just go, please.
Oh, we're running.
Yeah.
Null is running in his fucking high heels unless you just stop him.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck.
Unless he seems like he's having issues, I probably won't pick him up.
Yeah. Null's actually pretty good right now. He hasn't used it a lot.
And I'll say the only directions you have to run, mind you, are back to the town
Which is
or
where
off
we're
into the
heading.
forest.
Yeah. I guess we're going to the forest since we were trying
Yeah.
to avoid going back to town.
Yeah. It's fine. We're going for a hike.
Yeah, I remember there was things in the forest. It's fine.
Yep. It's fine.
They're not,
It's
they're not
fine.
any more dangerous than I can be.
Fucking
Right.
dude.
I can make the forest go away.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least attempt.
And no, it's fine. I don't have the powers of I don't have the powers of Fey and Fire on my side or anything. It's great. Actually, gonna think of it. That's contradictory as fuck.
Yeah, you know.
And I'll say
You're-
this for player benefit. You guys enter the forest, and back the way Nikor went, you hear a mighty roar as he uses his Mystic Arcanum, True Polymorph,
Oh.
to turn into a Baylor.
Ooh.
Damn.
Nice.
Son of a bitch.
Player knowledge is the reason he said father.
You know.
Something fiendish down there. That's all I know.
Uh-huh.
It's fine.
You guys make your way into the forest. And I will say this is what we want to call it. That way, Drag, you can get some sleep.
Fair.
No cabin in the woods.
Mm.
And you're starting your journey into... Oh lord, this could be bad. That's all I'm saying. Have fun with what's in there, because I'm changing shit for what's in there.
Yeah, it's fine.
Is it possible we're delving into a new level of things? Like a,
No.
character?
Forest.
Fuck. Damn
To be
it.
fair, we are going to a double things. A forest. I don't think we've ever really dealt much in forest other than once. No!
Fair.
There was a few times.
Those gray renders were a fun time, right?
Yeah, no, they weren't.
There's nothing that bad here, right?
Don't worry, if it's a beast, it's fine.
That bear's totally not back in this forest, right?
Well, no, I already knew that the forest was bad, but it was like, where was our choices? The town, where the army was heading, or the forest.
Yeah. Your choices
And if
were...
and if the army happens to be coming for them for whatever reason, he kind of was thinking, well, maybe we should run this way anyways and see if it goes this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there were innocent people there. He's not that much of a dick.
No.
I mean, also thought like, yes, there were people that he would want to like warn,
Mhm.
but this is very similar to the situation before, where he's not given enough time to warn.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like they traveled, imagine, a decent bit to get there, so travel back and then travel out. The army could have gotten to him.
You know, this makes a very important question.
Hmm.
What are all the requirements for message?
It's a
Message?
short distance. It's a cantrip.
Damn it.
Short
Right.
distance,
Message-
like,
It's like
no
120 feet or something like that. It's not
120
long.
feet. Message is 120 feet, and it basically works the same as sending. So
It's just
yeah.
the free
Right.
version of sending. Mhm.
Yeah. It's the free short distance.
it's like a burner phone
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
compared to an actual landline or a cell phone.
Yeah, and the difference is the sending can actually go to different planes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With a 5% chance of failure, but that's
Yeah.
not that bad.
Yeah.
No. It's more likely for it to succeed than or go to the wrong person than
Mhm. Yeah.
for it to completely fail. But thank you guys for coming out.
Woo!
Um,
I brought a god to a cursed land. That won't go backfiring.
I'm
know?
the champion of Lolth, who's his enemy. You know, I'm sure you and I are great for this place right now.
Don't worry, I also have
I am a
Dawn.
human. I am told I am quite tasty in these lands.
Same.
I will tell you guys something after
Bye,
stream.
everyone.
So have a good night, everyone.